sons have a great school year.
And hello, Bear Nation, and welcome to Catholic High Football. We are live from Broadmoor as the Catholic High School Bears are taking on the Broadmoor Buccaneers in the final regular season game matchup. Right there on the opening kickoff for the Bears, Kevin, that was a true freshman right there that returned the kickoff. Number 33, Matthew Reinholtz on the return. There was a hold, so the ball will be pushed back, and the Bears will take it. Catholic High won the toss and elected to receive, and just like we talked about in the pregame, we're going to see a lot of new faces, new names tonight for the Catholic High Bears. We're resting anybody that might have an injury and letting the younger guys play, but it should be a phenomenal matchup. So Catholic High will start the opening drive at the 31-yard line. Jackson Thomas will be the starting quarterback. Cameron Dartez, senior quarterback, is out for the night with a high ankle sprain. He's got two receivers to both sides. Josh Parker, the running back, lined up to his left. There's the shotgun snap. He rolls left, looking for a pass. Now he's going to throw it down the field. Solomon Singleton makes the catch at the 35-yard line, pushes up to the 39. And I can't quite see where the first down marker is. Okay, there it is. It's going to be just 2 yards short, pickup of 8 on the play.
Yeah, Solomon Singleton has been our real good possession receiver. He has 13 catches for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns this year. So Solomon's doing a real good job for us.
Jackson Thomas once again in shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side. He's just going to get the shotgun snap, and he's going to run right. Crosses the 40, 45, 50, and that's where he's going to be dragged out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Crosses midfield, and that's a first down, Catholic High.
Yes, he does a good job of controlling his offense, and he uses his leg. Jackson is a really good running quarterback, and I love to see him take the ball on the edges and run it with it.
Josh Parker comes out of the game. Braylon Morgan, running back, comes into the game. Catholic High has it 1st and 10. They've crossed midfield. Ball's at the 46-yard line. They are now inside Buccaneer territory. 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. There's the shotgun snap. He's going to pump it. Looking down the field. Looking for the screen pass now to the right side. Has Braylon Morgan. He's going to be tackled out of bounds. Maybe a pickup of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Bears.
Yes, talking to Rusty Price about it before the game, me and him got together, and he was just saying that their skill positions, they can match up with you on skill positions, but just in that line of scrimmage, they just cannot withhold the Bears. And that shows you right there they'll be able to tackle Braylon right there on the outskirts.
Braylon comes out of the game. Josh Parker comes in at running back. Bears will line up trips formation to the near side. The Bears are going right to left on Dizzy's Toyota Tundra dial. Josh Parker, the running back. Brandon Hubix, the H-back, lined up to the left. There's the shotgun snap. They hand it off to Josh Parker, who goes up the middle, crosses the 40, still on his feet, 35, 30, still rumbling down the field all the way to the 28-yard line. First down, Josh Parker.
I love it. I love it. He's still rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling. Hey, that's what you do. You keep your feet moving, and you never know what's going to happen. You might bust one. He don't have that many carries tonight now.
Don't have that many carries tonight, but we're hoping he gets 111 to get to 1,000. Don't know if he will.
Yes.
Jackson Thomas, the quarterback. Bears have it 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Quads formation to the near side. 1 receiver to the far side, his right. Quick snap, throws it near side. That's Braylon Morgan, 32-yard line, 30, 25, and taken down by a horse collar, and that's a flag at the 25-yard line, and that'll move the sticks for the Bears.
Yeah, you cannot tackle around the neck area, and that's what he did. He made a move on the guy, but as he got past him, he grabbed his helmet, and they're going to call that every time, especially if the referee's right on the sideline.
So that penalty would come with 10:26 to go in the first quarter. They're just marking off exactly where they were. And now, Mr. Butler, you might have to help me. He's walking backwards.
So on us? Might have been on the block.
It had. I mean, I'm
Holding
thoroughly
on the
confused.
wide receiver.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Hey.
Yes. So
More yards for us to go. Okay, so that'll set up. The ball will be at the 38-yard line. We have to get all the way to the 18 to go, so it's 1st and 20 for the Bears. Jackson Thomas will go under center, gets the snap, fakes the handoff, counter to the right side, looks down the field, has number 37. That's Charles Chucky Barhorse on the reception. He'll pick up about 9. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Bears.
great decision. There was nothing downfield. Throw it to Barhorse and let him make some yards. And I love that little dump off pass because he wasn't accounted for in the coverage. Good job by Jackson on that one.
Yeah, great job looking down the field. You know, Coach Weiners always tells us, look deep for the score, then come under for the first down. So the Bears will have it 2nd and 11 at the 30-yard line. Need to get to the 29. Jackson Thomas is at shotgun. He gets the snap. He's just going to hand it off to Braylon Morgan on the dive up the middle, and he'll get up to the 25-yard line, picks up 7 on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Bears.
Yeah, Braylon Morgan's kind of been playing that scat back. He's been playing wide receiver. He's been playing returning balls. He's been kind of that all player for us this year.
Yeah, one of the team leaders when you look at the all-purpose yards on the season.
Yes.
So he'll come out of the game. Josh Parker will come back in. Jackson Thomas is at shotgun again. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Bears are in Buccaneer territory. Waiting on the shotgun snap. There it is. Thomas is going to roll left, looking down the field, has a receiver, and has intended for number 17. Gregory Martin makes the catch at the 15-yard line and picks up the first down, Catholic High.
How about this composure for this young quarterback, man? He's coming in there, filling in for our starter. I mean, he's doing a phenomenal job taking the Bears down the field, man. This is a really good drive for him.
So Jackson Thomas, the junior quarterback, will come out and will bring in the sophomore quarterback, Landon O'Connor, into the game. Josh Parker is still the running back. Hubix, the H-back, to the right. And the 3 receivers are lined up to the far side, his right as well. O'Connor gets the direct snap, and then he's just going to run it to the right side. But he is tackled in the backfield by number 22, Jason Jackson, for the Buccaneers. So a loss of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 14 from the 20.
Yeah, as we pulled right, they ran past him. Nobody accounted for him. And Coach Wine used to always say, if the first guy you see tackle hit him, do not run past the guy. And that's what they did.
So O'Connor with a loss of 4 on the play. Jackson Thomas and Josh Parker will come back in. Double twins to both sides. The Bears are inside the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Red Zone. Coach DePalma sponsor. There's the shotgun snap. He looks left, looking down the field. Has a receiver in the end zone intended for Gregory Martin. And off his fingertips, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 15 from the 20.
I love the attempt. I love that. At 6 foot, 170 yards. Yeah, he's doing a great job this year for us. He has about 2 touchdowns already, man. So we throw it to him now. If he would have caught that one, it was just out of his reach. A little bit more touch on it.
Yeah, Gregory Martin this past Sunday, we had a mother-son brunch, and I told Coach Fertitta, I said, man, Gregory Martin's a big kid, like bigger than me. Man. He goes, yeah, he's a nice-sized wide receiver. Man. So Bears have it 3rd and 15. Thomas is in the shotgun. Josh Parker to his left. They're just going to hand it off, dive to Josh Parker. He goes left looking for a man to beat, and he's taken down at the 13-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play, but he will be short of the first down. A decision for Coach Fertitta. 4th and about 7 from the 13. What do you do?
Yeah, my stats here said we'll be about 50% going with 7 for 14 for going for 4th down. So it's a gamble right here. So you see him running on the field. So
Cole Kazanoff, field goal kicker, is going to stay on the sideline. Landon O'Connor, the quarterback, will come in. Sophomore quarterback. He'll have 3 receivers lined up to his right, the far side, single receiver to the left. Josh Parker, the running back, will be lined up in the backfield to his left as well. There's the straight snap, and he's just going to keep it going left, crosses the 10, trying to get the first down, still on his feet, and goes down at the 4-yard line, but he will pick up the first down, Catholic High.
Yeah, I love it. The quarterback, the fullback, the wide receivers, everybody had a hat on somebody, and that's what you got to do in this offense. You got to make sure everybody's accounted for, and that's what they did on that play.
So now the Bears have it, 1st and goal to go at the 3.5-yard line. Looks like the 3, huh, Kevin? I think that's the 3-yard line. Yep.
3-yard line.
3-yard line, goal to go for the Bears. Jackson Thomas will go under center. Barhorse the fullback. Josh Parker is the running back. There's the snap and handoff to – it was intended for Barhorse, but he slipped on the play right there, and Jackson Thomas falls on the football, loss of 2. So they'll have it 2nd and goal from the 5.
Unfortunate chain of events. He just slipped down on that one. If not, we have it's a touchdown. But, hey, we get another chance to do it again.
Yeah, the Bears, we do have the turf field at home now we practice on. Went onto the field earlier tonight, very patchy, very spotty out there.
Yes.
So you might see some guys losing their footwork like Barhorse just did. Hey, I love the intent, though, to give it to the fullback. 6:24 to go, first quarter, nothing. Bears at the 5-yard line, about to punch it in. There's a snap again, and once again, handoff to Barhorse, and he Barhorses his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Catholic High.
Yeah, get behind that big offensive line, man. They've been doing a great job this year, and punch it in, man. We're outscoring people on the running game. We just outrunning people. About 150 or so yards a game, we're outrunning, rushing people. So that says a lot about us, man. It really says a lot. We're a physical team.
Barhorse on the season gets his first touchdown carry and comes in the last regular season of the game. So with 6:13 to go in the first quarter, Catholic High takes the lead 6-0. On to kick the extra point for the Bears. Number 48, Matthew Goodson, will be on to kick. Jackson Thomas will do the holding, and Elijah Reams, defensive end, will be the deep snapper. So waiting on the kick here from Goodson. And now Jackson Thomas is going to go out in motion to the far side. And Matthew Goodson will do the pooch kick, and it's up and it's good. Holy moly. And the Bears lead 7-0. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors. And we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
And the Bears take the 7-0 lead on the Barhorse carry from 5 yards, and the Matthew Goodson drop kick extra point. Yes. Coach Eric held over there on the sidelines. Looks like a little kid on Halloween night getting a full Reese's bar.
For him to bring that out, that shows he's old school. When young people in the booth are asking, hey, what do you call that? And me and Mr. Butler can say, hey, that's a drop kick, then you know that's an old school play right there.
So the Bears get on the board first, 7-0. We are coming to you live from Broadmoor Stadium, home of the Buccaneers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Division I Catholic High School Bears, 8-1 of the season, 4-0 in district play. Matthew Goodson will do the kicking off from the 40-yard line, heading right to left. And there's the kick, a little squib kick, will bounce at the 35, take another high bounce, taking it to 10. He's at the 15 once again, slips on his feet, makes a man miss, now all the way out to the 22-yard line, still going forward. He's going to get all the way to the 24-yard line. Trying to get a name and a number here. We'll see who that was. Looked like number 1, Tyler McNair. We'll wait to see. So that was number 7, Patrick Lee on the return. So a return of 14 on the play, and that's where the Buccaneers will have their first offensive possession. 6:01 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Buccaneers do a really good job of getting on the outskirts. They're really a fast team, and using their legs is a really good deal. They need to use their legs, use their athleticism, and I think that's where they're key at. But we're attacking defense, and we just need to just do what we do well, and I think it'll be a good game tonight.
So one of the first changes I'll see on the defensive line, number 90 for the Bears, Zach Bergeron, will start at defensive end, and number 85, Reed Babin as well. Of course, number 50, Connor Finucane out there, the lead nose guard for the Bears. Quarterback for the Buccaneers will be number 13, DeMarco Nobles, and he's in the shotgun. He's got one receiver at each sideline, and before the play, the Buccaneers are going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout in the booth. Catholic High leads 7-0. We'll be right back.
Doe's Eat Place in Mid-City Baton Rouge is your family-friendly neighborhood steakhouse right around the corner from Catholic High. Just like the Bears, Doe's is all in on their commitment to a winning team. They hand-cut their steaks daily with beef loins that are aged at least 21 days. So head to Doe's before or after the game and help them keep the winning tradition. Doe's Eat Place, located at 3723 Government Street, or call 387-5331 or visit doesbatonrouge.com.
Welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football. Your Bears lead 7-0, 6:01 to go in the first quarter. Broadmoor has their first possession of the ball game. They have it 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Number 13, DeMarco Nobles, will be the quarterback. He's got 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Shotgun snap. He fakes the handoff, now rolls to his right, gets around the Bear defender, now tries to cut it back. Now he's going back up the field. He will lose the game, and there's a fumble on the play, but there's also a flag, so we will see what they call. It looked like a face mask, but a fumble. Number 65 for the Bears, Christian Menino, was able to pick up the football, but we will see what the flag says first. Kevin, that could be a big play for the Bears, but it looks like it was a face mask.
Yeah, it looked like he got high. He got high around his face, high around his neck area, and he was able to try to pull him down. But he was trying to scramble, and that's what happens when you're trying to scramble for the ball.
So they did call a face mask on the Bears. So that will move the ball up 15 yards. So the Buccaneers will now get the football all the way out to the 38-yard line, and that's where they now will have it 1st and 10 from the 38. 5:30 to go in the first quarter. Catholic High leads 7-0 on the Bruin Broadcast Network. Thanks for listening, folks, on 104.5 ESPN, WBTR 19 Baton Rouge, and 144 in Ascension. So once again, shotgun for Nobles. 2 receivers to the far side. Gets the shotgun snap. Now pitches it backwards to number 30. That's their running back. He goes hard left side, but taken down by Jonathan Medier. That's Desmond Robertson, the running back for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, Desmond Robinson has really been running the ball well for them. They do a good job. Like I said, they're trying to get on the outskirts. They really know that we're big in the insides, so they're trying to get the ball and turn the corner on us. And because they feel like they are skilled players just like we are.
Yeah, it's kind of the reverse of the night. You know, they're going to try to, on our offense, they're going to want us to go outside because they know they can't compete in the inside. On their offense, they're going to try to get to the outside. They know they can't compete on the inside.
Right.
All right, so once again, here comes the quarterbacks. They're going to say he picked up 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. He's in shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side, lone setback, trying to set up the screen pass, unable to get it, getting some pressure from the Bears, and he's going to be sacked behind the line of scrimmage, and that was number 90, Zach Bergeron, and number 2, Harper Massey, taking him down for the Bears.
Yeah, Harper Massey's been doing a great job. He's probably about 2nd or 3rd team in tackles. Also, the coverage on that one was well. That was a coverage sack. Everybody was accounting for. He had to swallow it. He had to eat it, but he needs to know he needs to take that ball and run with it at some point.
Run with it or throw it away. So Nobles will have to come out of the game for an equipment malfunction right here, and number 6 will come into the game, Donald Jones. He's listed as a defensive back for the Buccaneers, but he's going to have to come in and play quarterback here on this possession. Buccaneers have it 3rd and 15 from the 33-yard line. Jones at quarterback, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. They're going left to right. There's the handoff, and once again he's going to hand it off to Desmond Robertson, who's taken down in the backfield, and that's Patrick DeLatte, the first one to get him. Hey, who's that? That's DeLatte on that tackle, and they'll lose another 6 on the play, and 4th and long for the Buccaneers.
DeLatte with the hat, man. He's been bringing that hat every year, all year, man. He's been doing a great job of making tackles. He's on that play, and they're mixing them with younger guys and old guys with the defense, and I like that too. You're getting to mix in to play with those guys, and it might help you in the playoffs later on.
Coming out to punt for the Buccaneers be number 86, Diego Varela. Varela, the punter. This year, so far, he's averaging around 25 yards. And once again, for the Bears, it looks like we will have number 33, the freshman back there, Ryan Horst. He's going to be standing at the Bear 48-yard line. Man, how cool is that nowadays that you can be a true freshman
and play
in high school and now play varsity football, 5A Division I.
Yes.
So waiting on the snap. It's a good snap. He's a left-footed kicker. It goes straight up into the air. It actually comes to the near sideline and will take a Catholic High bounce. It'll bounce to the 46 and be down there. So we will be back on the Bruin Broadcast Network right after this.
At the Bone and Joint Clinic of Baton Rouge, we treat the athlete inside all of us. Whether it's an injury from a game-breaking play or a fall in the driveway, we're ready to treat all of your aches and breaks. With locations in Baton Rouge, Prairieville, and Walker, our 17 orthopedic specialists share a common goal: to keep you moving. Orthopedic specialists are on hand Fridays from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at our Prairieville location. Find us online at bjcbr.com. The Bone and Joint Clinic of Baton Rouge. Move more, hurt less.
Where he went.
And welcome back, Bear fans. After the 24-yard kick by Diego, the Bears will start at their 48-yard line here with 2:57 to go in the first quarter. They lead 7-0. There's the handoff. Quick pitch to Braylon Morgan. He goes right side, now cutting it back. Will pick up yardage. Still on his feet, not going down. Kevin refusing to give up right here. And they're going to say he picks up 11 and a first down for the Bears.
Yeah, keep your feet moving, and he's hungry too. He's hungry, and that line's hungry too. Doesn't that say a lot about your line when they want to get you some yards too? That's awesome.
So Braylon Morgan will pick up the first down all the way out to the 41-yard line for the Buccaneers. 2:29 to go in the first quarter. Jackson Thomas will now be at shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Hubix, the H-back, to the right. He'll get the handoff, fake the handoff left. Then he'll throw screen pass left side to Hubix, who makes the catch. 35 and taken out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play for the big tight end.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking at the Bears offense this year. Getting that ball to that big guy, that means a lot to him, and it means a lot to this offense because we got to have an alternative going into the playoffs to throw that ball to him because they're not looking for it.
So Hubix with the pickup of 8 on the play. Jackson Thomas will come back at shotgun. 3 receivers to the far side. Hubix will line up at the H-back. Shotgun snap. He'll give it to number 20. That's George Hart up the middle, and he'll pick up the first down, Catholic High.
Yeah, Hart is another young guy. We've seen him in the last 3 or 4 weeks. He's been playing a lot, man. Hart is a young guy, too, so I think he's hungry as well.
I tell you what, between George Hart, Josh Parker, Jake Outlaw, Braylon Morgan, Jackson Guest, Connor Stewart, I'm going to love saying all their names next year, too. Jackson Thomas at shotgun. Josh Parker comes back in the game. Shotgun snap. Now he's going to throw it, looking into the end zone. Throws it up for Solomon Singleton, who makes the catch. Touchdown, Catholic High.
How about that for a play? That's a primetime play, man. Throw it over the top, let the big guy, he's mismatched, let him make a play on that one. That's a good job.
So Singleton makes the reception, touchdown for the Bears. And they take the 13-0 lead with 1:24 to go in the first quarter. Matthew Goodson will come on to kick the extra point. First time he did this, he did the classic drop kick. We'll see if Coach Hell wants him to do it again this time. Probably not. We'll see. There's just the regular snap to hold. The kick is up, and she's good. So with 1:24 to go in the first quarter, Bears lead 14-0. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Shoppers Value, a proud corporate sponsor of Catholic High School, invites you to stop by one of our 18 locations in Louisiana and Mississippi to stock up on all your grocery needs. Our cost-plus pricing offers you great value along with a quality selection of groceries, meat, and produce. Let us be your one-stop location. Shoppers Value, locally owned and operated, a proud family legacy of 3 Catholic High graduates, and a proud supporter of Catholic High School.
Bolton's Health Mart Drugstore is a proud sponsor of this year's Catholic High Grizzly Bears football team. Bolton's, like Catholic High, is a part of Baton Rouge's history and has long been one of our city's neighborhood pharmacies. The next time you need a unique gift idea or for any medical prescription need, think of Bolton's Health Mart Pharmacy, 2958 Perkins Road. For delivery in South Baton Rouge area, call us 343-4869, 343-4869. Bolton's Health Mart, peace of mind today and into next century.
Welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football here. Your Catholic High Bears lead 14-0 versus the Broadmoor Buccaneers. 1:24 to go in the first quarter. Matthew Goodson to kick off for the Bears, kicking it right to left. Nice kick all the way down to the 5-yard line. He's going to cross the 10, 15, 20, 25. Now cuts it to left. Trying to get outside, but he's going to be taken down by Bacchus. That was number 16, Malik Mitchell, for the Buccaneers. He'll get all the way out to the 23-yard line, and that's where the Buccaneers will start this opening possession.
Nice play, nice return. I like the fact, hey, tackle that guy, let's start over, and don't let him get to bounce it outside like we've had problems with.
So Broadmoor in their opening possession had to punt to the Bears, never crossed midfield. Most yards they got were the face mask penalty for the Bears. We're looking for that Bear defense to shut them down right here again. So we'll see, number 13 will come out again for the Buccaneers. That's their quarterback, DeMarco Nobles. He'll set up in a formation with 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. He's going left to right on Dizzy's Toyota Tundra dial for those listening on 104.5. A little bit of a high snap, but he's able to get it off to the running back, number 5, Dedrick Talbot. Talbot gets a gain of 2 or 3, but there was a late flag that came in on the play. So we'll see what the official calls on the far side of the field over there. A little laundry on the field. Looking for the referee. Personal foul, face mask against the Bears. Second one of the night. And that will push the Buccaneers up 15 yards, and they will get a first down on the penalty again.
Yeah, we're hurting on the penalties this year. We have 51 penalties for 400 and 408 yards. Like, it's just a whole lot. So we're just doing a better job. We just need to do a better job with that. That can't hurt us in the playoffs. Opponents only has like 31 on us or so. So we need to do a better job with that. And he is. And Coach Chaz doing a bit better job making them be just more disciplined.
Yeah, there's not many stats we're losing in when you look at our season stats, but penalties is one that we are losing so far this season. So Broadmoor move all the way up to the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Shotgun snap, quick throw to the far side of the field, looking for a little running room. Now he comes back to the near side. That's number 16 again, Malik Mitchell. He crosses the 40, 41, crossed the line of scrimmage and taken down at the 44-yard line. He'll pick up 3 on the play, 2nd and 7 for the Bucks.
What struck me on that play is the pursuit. We pursued that guy from one end of the field to the other one. Nobody gave up. Hey, chase that guy down from the back. That says a lot about us. We're still hungry, and we trying to make tackles here.
Yeah, I think it'll be really big for the Bears. The last 3 games we've given up 7 points, 3 points, and 6 points. That's something you want going into the playoffs, that defense dominance. And this could be the last play of the quarters. There's only 18 seconds left. Nope, they will get the snap off. Quick pass to the near side, and that was number 1, Tyler McNair. He'll go out of bounds, which will stop the clock with 11 seconds. Picks up 1 on the play. Can't quite see where they marked it. So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Buccaneers. No, okay, so they moved him back to the 43-yard line. Yeah, said he lost one on the play.
Right.
So they'll have it 3rd and 8 here. 11 seconds to go in the first quarter. Waiting on the play. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. DeMarco Nobles, quarterback, running back, lined up behind him. They'll fake the handoff. He'll roll to his left, looking for receiver. Pursuit by the Bear defense. Now he's just going to tuck it and run. And he will go out of bounds on the far sideline all the way down to the 48-yard line. Crosses midfield. There's 0.8 seconds left on the game clock. So it will be very close to a first down, Kevin. I'm not quite sure if he got it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it looked like he went out right before the yard marker. And people don't know that he had to move to quarterback from receiver. I mean, so he had 425 yards rushing last year. So that says a lot about him.
So instead of taking a Walters, Papillon, Thomas Cullen's attorneys at law measurement, they're just going to give it to him. So it'll be a first down for the Buccaneers. They've crossed over into Catholic High territory, 49-yard line. In the shotgun, there's the snap looking down the field. And he's going to go for the home run football. Has a receiver down there, but he has overthrown him. And that will be the end of the first quarter. So through the first quarter of play, Catholic High 14, Buccaneers nothing. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Now you can shop online with Marucci Sports this school year. Marucci is committed to outfitting Bear fans with the highest quality products by now offering its premier line of fan apparel for all of our CHS athletic teams online. Log on maruccisports.itemorder.com and enter CHS Bears in all caps in the sales code to view this year's entire line of fan gear. That's maruccisports.itemorder.com and enter.
Guess what? Our younger daughter Emily wants piano lessons and a piano. That was a surprise. Our oldest daughter Jenna wants to have her wedding here at home. That was a surprise. Good thing I have a home equity line of credit at Mid-South Bank. And good thing I have Mid-South Bank's mobile banking app to pay my bills and check my balance on the go, because I am going to be busy. If your family's like my family, you'll love Mid-South Bank. Great service, no surprises. Mid-South Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And welcome back, Bear Nation, to Catholic High football. We are in the second quarter here from Broadmoor. Catholic High leads 14-0. Here's the first play of the second quarter. Going to be a run to the near sideline for Nobles. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. We'll see where they say went out of bounds at the 38-yard line. And he'll be just short of a first down, or it's going to be close. We're going to see. Nope, Kevin, they're going to give it to him. Say he got 10 yards.
Yeah, because what he did was he got in a little pocket right on the sideline, was able to turn the corner, and he got additional yards on that one. So the Bears need to play contained. Do not let him turn the corner and flush everything inside to the big guys.
That was almost like that play where you think somebody's going to tackle him or he's going to go out of bounds,
right,
and then he just keeps running along the sideline and picks up more yards right there. So they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Buccaneers now are going right to left on Dizzy's dial. There's the handoff to number 5, Dedrick Talbot. He's going to go up the middle, but he's going to be stopped for one. Looks like the ball came loose, but I think after the whistle, so not before they're going to say that he picks up 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I saw that play, and the hole closed quick on him, and he wasn't able to get going. So that's what happened on that play. So if he was able to get in that hole, I think he would have caught additional yards. But, hey, we closed the door quick on runners.
2nd and 8 for the Buccaneers. Ball's at the 36-yard line. Noble's in at quarterback. Looks like that's number 30 again. Desmond Robertson will be the running back. Number 10, Irie Talbert will be the H-back right to his left. There's a shotgun snap. Going to fake the handoff, look down the field, has a receiver, and right over the hands of the strong safety Bacchus for the Bears, and incomplete for the Buccaneers. Hey, folks, a glimpse at CHS athletics. The CHS cross-country team dominated the Metro Championships last weekend with 8 runners coming in under 16 minutes. The team competes in the 5A Regional Championship tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. at Highland Road Park. Good luck to the Big Orange Wave. So an incomplete pass right there. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Buccaneers. They are inside Bear territory. We're going to go with an empty backfield here for him. DeMarco Noble's the quarterback. He's got 3 receivers to the far side, his right, 2 receivers to the near side, his left. Shotgun snap. He's rolling right, getting some pressure from Evan Venable. Now he's going to throw it down the field. Intended receiver over his head at the 15-yard line. And it'll be 4th down for the Buccaneers, a decision for them to make. Hey, folks, another glimpse at CHS athletics. Speaking of the dominating athletic performances, the CHS swim team moved to 7-0 on the season and won its 29th consecutive Baton Rouge City Championship last Sunday by outdistancing Dutchtown 568 to 236. Wow, Kev, holy moly. The team won 6 out of 11 events, including all 3 relays in the route to the Baton Rouge City Championship. Congrats to the vociferous Juggernauts, I believe, is what the swim team is. Great job, Bears. So Broadmoor is going to punt it. Diego Varela, he's going to stand at the 49-yard line. The Bears are not even going to put a receiver back there, Kevin, right here, waiting to see if they're going to fake it with the 4th and 8. So there's the snap, and he will kick it, pooch kick, high, and will bounce at the 6-yard line, take a Buccaneer bounce, and will be downed at the 1-yard line. Just how you draw it up. So we'll be right back on Catholic High Football. Bears lead 14-0.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Welcome back, Bear Nation, to Catholic High Football. 10:42 to go in the 2nd quarter. Your Bears lead 14-0, but after a 35-yard punt, the Bears have been pinned back all the way at the 1-yard line coming out of their end zone. Jackson Thomas, quarterback, he'll drop back, shotgun snap, looking for somebody, getting some pressure, and he will be hit and will throw it away on the play. Looking for the intended receiver. Had number 19 there for the Bears, so it will not be grounding. I do not think Sam Etheridge was the intended receiver for the Bears. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he just held the ball entirely too long to be in his end zone. He needs to let that ball go outside or roll out and start running with it. He cannot hold that and eat the ball. No, you can't do that, brother. Coach Fertitta have a Fertitta fit.
So Jackson comes out of the ball game. Landon O'Connor will come in at quarterback. Most likely going to see a run here from the quarterback. There's a snap, and O'Connor's just going to go left, looking for some blockers in front of him. Able to get it out of the end zone. He'll push it up to the 5, maybe the 6-yard line, pick up a 5 on the play, and they'll have it 3rd and 5 from the 5.
Yeah, it's just a student body to the left, and just get some room. Give us a little room so we can move a little bit and push that ball out of that end zone.
So Landon O'Connor will come out of the game. Jackson Thomas will come back in. So the Bears have a very unique situation. I don't think they thought they'd be in tonight.
No.
A 3rd and 6 backed up into their own end zone.
Right.
Jackson Thomas is the quarterback. Number 20, George Hart, will be the running back. He's got 2 receivers to his left and 2 to the right. Grasaffi will go in motion to the near sideline. Jackson Thomas will look down the field. Now he'll throw it back. Intended for Solomon Singleton. Through his fingertips, an interception. Patrick Lee for the Buccaneers makes the interception at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Buccaneers will have an offensive possession. With 9:47 to go till halftime, Bears lead 14-0. We'll be right back. Bruin broadcast.
Football and investing have something in common. The stronger the team, the stronger the results. Let the team at Altus Wealth Management of Jesse Daigle, Mickey Guidry, Ronnie Brown, Brad Ewing, Wally McMakin, Jeremy Perk, John Reeder, and John Stewart be on your side for all of your investment needs. From IRA to 401k, Altus Wealth is the team for you. Call them today, 225-201-9300, or visit altuswealthmgt.com. Investment advisory services offered through Genos Wealth Management, member FINRA SIPC.
And on their first play here in the second quarter, it's a touchdown pass from DeMarco Nobles to number 6, Donald Jones, who just went up and high-pointed that football, Kev.
Hey, man, your player against my player. Can he make a play? That's what he just did on that play. He just made a play. We have to play tough. The defensive secondary has given us a little trouble this year. We've given up a lot of passing yards, if you don't know, in the stat sheet. So we got to do better with those matchups and win those battles.
So one thing you probably won't see the Buccaneers do tonight is kick an extra point or a field goal. Nobles will come out at quarterback. Desmond Robinson will be the running back to his right. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 alone to the left. He's going to get the shotgun snap, quick toss to the right side, but Desmond Robinson's going to be matched by that Black Hat defense, and the Buccaneers only get 6. So with 9:40 to go till halftime, it's Catholic High 14, Buccaneers 6. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
We have a new player on the field, and he's ready for kickoff with a delicious Coca-Cola. The kick. Ice giving him a little trouble as a few cubes shake loose. He's probably going to pour it here. He does. The liquid cuts through an opening. That Coca-Cola's looking pretty good. Can he go all the way? He's going for it. He did it! And just listen to that fizz! Thousands of bubbles jumping in excitement. That might have been the most refreshing thing that I've ever seen. Coca-Cola.
Kicking us.
And welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football live from Broadmoor Stadium. 9:40 to go till halftime. The Buccaneers get on the board with a 15-yard touchdown pass. Nobles to Jones, but the Bears still lead 14-6. Hey, Kevin, we talked about it. The Bears have had some dominance in this matchup recently. Over the history, the Buccaneers do. You never know what you're going to get.
This do. And what they do, they field 30 good players. These are the players. I talked to Coach Price. They didn't have a lot of players that showed up. These are the guys, if they show up, they must mean they want to play. So if they line up in this game today, they come to play. So guess what, brother? You better bring yours, too, because they bringing theirs.
So one thing we'll see here, number 86, Diego Varela, will do the kickoff most of the times on the season. Squib kick or a pooch kick doesn't really get too far down the field.
Right.
Back to receive for the Bears, number 33, the true freshman, Reinhorn at the 10-yard line. Left-footed kicker kicking off from the 40. There's the kick. There's the little pooch kick. Going to go over the head, and we'll go out of bounds right there at the 26-yard line. So the Bears will start with phenomenal field position here. 9:40 to go in the second quarter. Hey, folks, one more glimpse at CHS athletics. The Bears are off to a great start in the winter sports season. The wrestling team defeated East Ascension on Tuesday by a score of 42-34. The basketball team defeated St. Michael's in the Hall of Fame game on Thursday by a score of 65-42. And the soccer team beat U High by a score of 4-0, with Ben Hooperich recording a hat trick. Nice work, and go Bears. Football team needs a little bit of that magic right here tonight, Kevin. They're only up 14-6, 9:40 to go till halftime. Right. Shotgun snap. There's Landon O'Connor. He's going to come near side, but he's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss of 1. Nice job on the tackle right there. That was number 24 for the Bucs. Mike Foster makes the tackle. Landon O'Connor will come out, and Jackson Thomas will come back into the ballgame.
Yeah, what I can see in this one is the continuity between those younger players and older players, that rhythm that the older players have from playing against each other week after week. The young guys are not on the same rhythm, so they needed a little bit more playing together to have it to be on top of it.
So Jackson Thomas back at quarterback. He'll go under center, 2 receivers to the far side, his left. Josh Parker is the running back lined up behind him. There's just a fake handoff. Now looking for the screen pass. That's Barhorse on the left side looking for a blocker, but he is going to get tackled right at the line of scrimmage. He'll say he picks up 2 on the play, but it will be 3rd and 9 for the Bears.
Yes, for a coach to be playing a lot of young guys, to have the score to be in 14-6, that's good. I think he's in a good place right now because he's still in it.
8:39 to go till halftime. Jackson Thomas will be at shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Josh Parker, running back, lined up to his left. There's the snap from Hibbard. He's going to drop back, looking for a pass, looking down the field. Has Solomon Singleton right at the sticks. He'll pick up enough for the first down, all the way out to the 49-yard line. First down, Catholic High.
And that's what Solomon does for us. He's a big body guy. Hit him in the numbers, and he can catch that ball with his body, and he can shield it from that defender and still get the yards for us. That's what we want.
I wish the folks could see you doing that on me as the defensive back up here in the booth.
Old coach, man. It's
I
old
would
coach.
have no shot to defend Kevin Franklin. So, 1st and 10, but before the play can get off, the Buccaneers are going to take a timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout in the booth. 8:13 to go till halftime. Bears lead 14-6. We'll be right back.
Starting my own business was the hardest thing I've ever done, and the smartest. Building a team, managing cash flow, and creating digital channels is complicated. But my Mid-South Bank business banker has financial tools I've never even seen at other banks, and the time to help me use them. Being successful in business today is complicated. Choosing the right bank isn't. Uncomplicate your business banking at Mid-South Bank. Member FDIC.
Hello, Bear fans. This is Darryl Papillon of Walters, Papillon, Thomas & Cullens, a proud partner of the Catholic High Bears. Our lawyers have 100 years of experience handling serious injury, wrongful death, and complex commercial cases. We are the alumni, parents, and children representing more than a dozen current and former Catholic high school Bears or alumni of other schools of the Brothers of the Sacred Heart. Go Bears!
Welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football. 8:13 to go till halftime. Bears lead 14-6. Catholic High just got a 5-yard penalty from the Buccaneers. They jumped off sides. They're now in Buccaneer territory at the 45-yard line. Jackson Thomas with the pump fake, now looking down the field. Has number 24 for the Bears. Pass completed. First down, still on his feet, and finally dragged out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Great job for the Bears. Pass to number 24, Michael Grisafi.
Good job, Grisafi. Hey, what he did was he sold that short play, kept running. He sold that hitch, and then he kept running right over the back of him. That's a great play, man, and a great touch by Jackson to throw it right over the arms of that guy and the yards after catch, man. Hey, old coach made me happy on that one. 42 yards. That's a good job.
Nice job. 42-yard completion. Jackson Thomas will now go under center. 1st and goal to go. He'll once again hand it off to Barhorse, who's trying to get just right up the middle. And they're just going to say he is in. Barhorse scores again for the Bears, and the Bears go up 20-6 on the Buccaneers.
Barhorse is a grown man tonight, baby. He's playing all cylinders. Hey, man, he's hitting people. He's doing everything the coach is asking him to do, and that's a good job by him tonight.
So Barhorse coming into the game had 0 touchdowns, now has 2. Forget who I was talking to, somebody in his family last week at the alumni tailgate. You know, we call him Chuck every now and then. The coaches call him Chuck. I think his dad, grandpa, somebody might have played in the NFL. Collegially, Chuck Barhorse, who's usually out there listening.
Sounds familiar.
So a great lineage right there for number 37 for the Bears. Barhorse, who's only a junior, so another one of those guys that we're going to get him back next year. Matthew Goodson on to kick the extra point for the Bears. Jackson Thomas will do the holding, and Elijah Reams will have the deep snap. So 7:44 to go till halftime. Bears now lead 20-6 in the game. Waiting on the snap, waiting on the kick, waiting on the hold. Kick is up, a little low, but she's good. So 7:44 to go till halftime. Bears take the 21-6 lead. Hey, Bear fans, want to give you all a little update around Hearthstone. Good luck to the CHS Marching Band as they head off to the Louisiana Showcase State Championships tomorrow at ULL's Cajun Field. CHS performs at 1 p.m., and we hope to see you there. And congratulations to Garrett Tassan for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout this week with Troop 65 from St. Mark's Catholic Church. Garrett Tassan, your newest Eagle Scout, way to go. And this week, CHS senior Lance Guap won the Louisiana Youth Orchestra Concerto Competition. He will be performing his winning solo this Sunday at 5 p.m. at the Broadmoor Baptist Church with the Louisiana Youth Orchestra. Great job, Lance, and congratulations to all of those CHS students. Wow, Kevin, when you read a list like that, I know
Yes.
we're winning on the football field,
Yes.
but Catholic High is winning everywhere right now. It's just so fantastic to see.
Yes, talking to Coach Boudreaux, he just tells you across the board, there's no other school that does a great job across the board with all sports like Catholic High. I think if you do an all sports trophy, we'll win it every year because we just elude success and excellence in Catholic High.
And I don't know how many we have, but I told Coach DePalma this earlier in the week. This might be the most amount of Eagle Scouts that
Yes.
we've ever had in a year. It's just
Yes.
a great job. So Matthew Goodson with a kickoff. They'll return it at the 5-yard line, coming near sideline, left side. Flag comes down, finally pushed out of bounds. That was number 22, Jason Jackson. We'll wait to see what the flag is. Most likely on a return, it's going to be a block in the back or a hold against the Buccaneers, and we'll push them back. Flags at the 18-yard line. He went out of bounds at the 25.
Clipping, yeah.
A clipping against the Buccaneers. That will push them back. Should be a half the distance to a goal, most likely right there. So I think the ball will be placed at the 9-yard line. We'll see if my Baton Rouge official days still. Yep. Boom.
Boom.
Got it, Kevin.
I love it.
7:32 to go till halftime. Bears lead 21-6. And here comes that Bear defense. And definitely we got some new numbers. Here, Kevin. We're going to try to spit out here as we see some new blood coming in for that Bear defense. First guy, see number 52, DeMonte Rogers, into the game. 65, Christian Menino. He's already been out there. And looks like that's who we got right now, Hayden Shaheen, linebacker. So they're going to set up the screen pass. Bear defender did so, and there was a pins. Were they called an incomplete? Were they going to call it a fumble?
He got it back.
Ooh, waiting to see right here. They're trying to set up the screen pass right there and not sure if it's going to be an incomplete pass or a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
And no, they're going to say he caught it and then picked up his own fumble. So
And then picked it up.
Yeah, pickup of 2 right there. 7:09 to go till halftime. Buccaneers coming out of their own end zone here. Catholic High leads 21-6. Not a bad thing to try to set up the screen pass right there. You try to think the defense might be a little aggressive.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Send him one way and come back the other one and send him. But we're so aggressive, we're on top of him before he can get ready.
So he's going to be in shotgun again. That's DeMarco Nobles, the quarterback. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to his right, both sides of the field. And there's a low snap. He's going to get away from him. Now he's going to try to run it. The Bear defense is there to meet him. He's running very close to his end zone. They're going to say forward progress will get him all the way out to the 2-yard line, but a loss of about 10 on the play as he'll be pushed all the way back to the 2 and has to get to the 20 for the first down. Whew, long way to go for the Bucs.
Yeah, and I saw your guy number 4 is that LC Benjamin out there on the tackle. That says a lot about that young man, that he's able to get in there and play. Coach probably said, hey, man, we need you to do this for us. I know you play running back, but we need you to play linebacker for us. Can you do it? And this says a lot about it. Good job, young man.
All right, 33, the freshman. I'm getting a word here. It's Matt Reinholtz. So we'll try to fix that. Thank you, Mr. Gray, for that. Shotgun snap, handoff to the running back. He's able to get outside, makes a spin move on the Bears. That's number 5, Dedrick Talbot, who gets all the way out to the 23-yard line, and he will pick up the first down for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, Talbot, he's showing his wheels on that one. He was able to elude a guy. He got away from one guy, and he made a guy miss, and he made hey, we got to make a tackle on that one. That's the Bears on that one. We got to make a tackle.
Talbert, not Talbot. My apologies. I'm thinking of my classmate, Dean Talbot, right there. But there was a flag on the play, which will push him back. So the flag came in at the 11-yard line. Block in the back against the Buccaneers right there at the 11-yard line. So take away all those yards for Talbot right there. But what a great run by him. That Bear defense really needs to stop that one.
Yes.
But give credit to Talbot. I mean, he's impressive-looking running back,
He made a good
right?
run. And that shows you a lot about their players because he was able to make a play. He's a good skill position player. You put him on another team, man, he might make some plays, brother.
So the Bucs are going to have it 3rd and 15 from the 5. There's a shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off left side, trying to get from fumble into the end zone. And the Bears are going to recover it. 25 for the Bears. Hunter Thomas, touchdown, Catholic High.
How about them Bears, baby? How about them Bears? That's where you go. everybody attack the football, and get some defensive turnovers. That says a lot going into the playoffs. We can make defensive touchdowns.
Hunter Thomas, the senior defensive back.
There you go.
We were Kevin's keys to victory number 3, embrace the moment.
Embrace the moment,
I can
man.
tell you,
Make a
Hunter
play.
Thomas and the Thomas family are embracing that moment. I mean, as a defensive back to make a touchdown, that on a fumble recovery in the end zone.
You got to love it.
Man, how fantastic is that? And the Bears take the lead 27-6 with 5:32 to go till halftime. Whew. Man, that felt good. I waited out there.
We both smiling. We both smiling, man, because it was unexpected. It was a defensive touchdown, and they were all attacking the ball. And, for that guy to be able to touch a touchdown on this last game, that says a lot about him. Good job, young man. Good job, Big Chief. Good job.
Good job, young man, baby. Matthew Goodson with the kick. She's up and she's good, but now a penalty will come in. 2 flags. We'll hold it here. We'll wait to see what the penalties are. The kick was good, but 2 flags came in from the referee and from the umpire. Interesting to see what happens here. Didn't quite see what happened right there, so waiting to get a thing from the official. Mr. Official, give me some signals. Okay, the kick is good. Then we're going to have a personal foul against the Buccaneers, so we'll take that on the kickoff. So 5:32 to go till halftime. Bears lead 28-6. We'll be right back.
Join us for Catholic High School's 32nd Annual Open House, Thursday, November 8th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Young men in grades 6 through 8th and their parents are invited to tour the campus, meet CHS faculty and students, and experience firsthand what makes the CHS experience so special. CHS Open House, Thursday, November 8th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. For more information, visit catholichigh.org.
5:32 to go till halftime. You are listening and watching to Catholic High Football on the Bruin Broadcast Network.com, 104.5 ESPN.com, and WBTR Channel 19 Baton Rouge, 144 Ascension. So after the personal foul on the extra point as the Bears lead 28-6, 5:32 to go, Matthew Goodson will kick off from the 45-yard line of the Buccaneer territory. This is something you got to wonder, does he try to just kick an onside kick, squib it here, an opportunity?
Right.
Something about this kick, though, in Coach Eric Held, I think he's going to go to try to kick it through the uprights. That's just a personal thing of Coach Eric Held. Let him try to kick the super long field goal here.
Just kick it. Just kick it, baby, because it doesn't hurt you any. And plus, you don't want to get it in a skill position hand, and then he'll turn the corner on you. So I just go down and kick it.
So Goodson will boot it all the way into the end zone, and the Buccaneers will come out and start. 5:32 to go. Bears lead 28-6. Kevin, it's been a great first half so far, minus the penalties for the Bears and that one touchdown pass they gave up.
Yes, the Bears aren't concerned with the stats and stuff. They were concerned with getting the win and getting young players in the game. They want to spread the ball around and spread it to everybody, but Borhorst is he's playing lights out, man. He's scored twice. He's running the ball. He's caught a pass. Hey, man, this offense is really looking impressive to me.
Yeah, great to see Chuck Barhorst. I mean, it's kind of an underutilized. We don't really talk about it too much, but the H-backs we have, Hubix, Barhorst, Outlaw kind of plays a little of that position too.
Yes.
Really have been some of the unsung heroes of the Bears offense this season.
Yes.
As we've been averaging 7.2 yards a rush this season. Just fantastic. So here come the Buccaneers. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the 20. Shotgun snap. He'll hand it off, coming left side. That's number 30. He'll get a 30-yard line, 35, 40, still on his feet, and near midfield at the 46-yard line, number 30, Desmond Robertson picks up a first down for the Bucs.
Hey, that's a counter position. Everybody talks about the spread, but you still can run classic plays. That was nothing but a counter out of the spread formation, and he came back this way, and he was able to turn the corner. The Bear defensive backs and the ends, they playing too aggressive. They need to kind of stay home on the next plays.
Seeing some new guys come in for this Bear defense right now. Number 92 for the Bears. That's Wes Woodward, the defensive lineman in the game. There's a shotgun snap. Once again, handoff to Desmond, who's trying to go left again with that Bear. Black Hat defense will stop him for a loss of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 44-yard line.
Similar play, but penetration got him on that one. You can't run 2 plays, the same plays against the Bears. The Black Hat defense is too aggressive, and we were able to penetrate on that one and use a lot of great technique. And that's what Rusty Price kind of me and him talked about, is that they lack technique on the team. We just out-technique people, and that's where they lose the battles are.
So in my 3 years now, part of this broadcast, I've never heard a coach admit that they would out-technique us. That is something that our head coaches and our offensive coaches, defensive coaches just do not allow. Really harp on that. So the Buccaneers have it 2nd and 15. They've pushed back now to the 43-yard line. Noble's the quarterback. Running back will be number 5, Dedrick Talbert, and do the quick pitch to the far right side, looking for a block in front of him. He crosses midfield, 45, still on his feet, but a flag thrown on the far side of the football field in a region that most likely will be holding against the Buccaneers. We'll see what the call is from the referee, Whitehat.
Yes, great play. It was an option out of the spread formation, a speed option, a spread speed option, which is a great play, but you cannot hold the guy, guys. You got to keep it inside and give you an opportunity of change. Just hold him for about a second, 2 seconds or so.
And great job by Talbot right there. You know, one thing I think Nobles doesn't do the best job of in that speed option, right, when we ran it, you got to attack the defensive end or the linebacker if he's in that 5 technique out there. Make him hit you. Wasn't always a pleasure at practice to do that, but make him hit you. Then you pitch it right when he's hitting you, and then you have a little more open space.
Right.
So the Buccaneers are going to have 2nd and Goodwood to go here. Shotgun snap, throws it near sideline number 9. Cannell Tyler makes the reception, moves up the field. He's going to have a pickup of about 6, crosses the 40-yard line, still on his feet. They probably need to blow the whistle now at this point.
Helmet off.
As a flag came in there late by the back official right here. We will most likely have a personal foul right here against somebody or a face mask. We'll see what happens here on that flag. And not something you want to see here, Kevin. 3:54 to go till halftime. Want the teams to play a nice, clean ball game. Bears do lead 28-6. Thank you to all those listening on 104.5 ESPN, BruinBroadcast.com, and WBTR watching us, Channel 19, 144 in Ascension. Thank you to our executive producer, Ben DePalma. Our senior executive producer, Coach Aaron Hart, with the cheerleaders tonight. Missing her.
Yes, she's a pretty face.
No one else is
I love the pretty
no one
face.
else is doing anything in the booth.
Mr. Butler is pretty. He's handsome. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, waiting on the calls. They're talking to Coach Gabe Fertitta right here, so something against the Buccaneers. The officials are not the quickest of getting us the calls right here.
Holding, okay.
It was holding.
Personal foul?
Yeah, personal foul. So repeat. We just want to let the folks know that are watching at home, if you're watching BruinBroadcast.com, watching us on TV, WBTR, we apologize. There's no scoreboard on your TV screen tonight. Our system and the Broadmoor Buccaneers system does not match up as we are on the road, so I'm going to do my best to try to get it to you. So Bears will take a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout in the booth. 3:54 to go till halftime. Bears lead 28-6. We'll be right back.
Hey Bear fans, the CHS bookstore is geared up and ready for the 2018 football season. Arrive at the game in style this season. Come to the bookstore and check out all the latest apparel and fan gear and pack the stands in orange and black. Football tickets can be purchased right here for every game. Show your pride, Bears. Shop in the bookstore school days Monday through Friday from 7:30 until 3:30. Go Bears!
This is Director of Advancement Jamie Seeger from the class of 1990 for the Fund for Catholic High School. Since 1894, the Brothers of the Sacred Heart have relied on gifts providing financial support to keep CHS strong. Your gift to the fund is essential to student success and allows our students to discover their true potential for success in life. Every gift counts, and you can make a difference with your generous support through the legacy of giving at CHS. Giving is easy. Go to CatholicHigh.org to make your gift today. Parents, alumni, friends. Together for every student, every year.
And welcome back, Bear fans, to Catholic High football. Buccaneers have it 2nd and a mile to go before the snap. Flag comes down. It's going to be offsides against the Bears. So the Bears are going to move them 5 more yards. The Buccaneers are all the way back at the 28-yard line. That'll move it up to the 32.5, 33-yard line. And they have to get all the way across midfield to the 42-yard line for a first down here, Kevin, on 2nd down. And a long way to go.
Right. The Bucs have been doing a good job. They have been able to move the ball a little bit, not a lot, but what they do, they shoot themselves in the foot, and we know that firsthand how that cannot be productive for your offense.
Buccaneers now coming back shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Running back lined up to his right in the backfield. We're going to call it 2nd and 38. Quick pass to the near sideline intended for Patrick Lee. Hits him in the shoulder pads. Incomplete. With the third down for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, hit you in the hands. That's just not. Coach Elliott, the head coach on that one, he's going to have a fit about that one because you got to be able to make those plays when they do. You got to be able to make a good play.
Yeah, and one of the assistant coaches for the Buccaneers is the LSU great Demetrius Byrd, my classmate from LSU.
Right.
Saw him before the game, so he's been trying really hard to work with these receivers here at Broadmoor. Says only in his first year, doesn't quite have them the way he wants them yet. Can't be throwing up the Bird Gang symbol quite yet. So 3rd and 28 for the Bucs. High snap. He's going to look to his right, look for a pass. Still looking downfield. Now throws it up in the air, and the receiver got behind the Bears, and it tipped to number 9 and number 16, who goes all the way down to the 18-yard line, and the Buccaneers get a first down.
If you keep playing enough, sometimes the ball bounces your way. There you go. Keep playing. But the Bears cannot let that guy, especially in 3D coverage, you cannot let that guy behind you. He was wide open sitting right there. So a young defensive back, you got to make sure you cover your zone.
Young defensive back most likely saw the quarterback roaming around, scrambling, and forgot to keep going deep. 51-yard completion for the Buccaneers. They have not only crossed midfield, they are now at the 18-yard line, and they have entered the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola red zone. There's the snap. Quick pitch to the left side. He's just going to slip. Dedrick Talbert right there with the slip. And a late flag comes in. Not sure what that's going to be about. But the field is getting pretty sloppy out there, Kevin. You can tell guys are slipping and everything like that. So flag on the play. Waiting to see. Looked like he was just tackled or slipped. So we're waiting to see what happens. Yeah. Want to thank all those fans listening. 3:05 to go till halftime. Bears lead 28-6. So they're going to wave the flag. No flag there. So it will be a loss on the play, though, for the Buccaneers. They're going to say he went down at the 21-yard line, a loss of 3 on the play. And that's where they will have it. 2nd and 13. Moves them outside the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola red zone, but still inside Bear territory. Buccaneers, for those listening on the radio, going right to left on Dizzy's radio dial. So 13 will come back. DeMarco Nobles at shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun snap. Once again, there's the high throw, back of the end zone, and the receiver and the defensive back bump into each other. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 13 for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that zone man turn, he turned the other way. He just put too much arrow underneath it. If he threw a line, it probably would have made it. But what he did was he didn't do that man turn exactly right to me. I thought he should have got a little bit more depth in it.
And that was number 6, Donald Jones, again, who was the intended receiver, who had the touchdown reception earlier in the ballgame on a very similar play. Just throw it up really high to him. So Nobles will be at shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to each side. Shotgun snap. He's going to roll to his right, looking down the field for a receiver, getting pressure from that Bear defense, and he's just going to throw the ball out of play. Smart play by the quarterback. 2:36 to go till halftime. Bears lead 28-6. Buccaneers have it 4th and 13 from the 21-yard line.
Yeah, these seniors are playing tonight. They really are, and I think that's what we see. We see a lot of passion. This is their last game, and this is the Bucs' last game too, brother, as seniors. So they're trying to put out their all and do what they can to win this game as well.
You know, and really the Buccaneers, it truly is their last game of the season. They are outside of the top 32 and 5A playoff rankings, so this will be their last game of the season. Of course, the Bears have the playoffs. So 4th and 13 from the 21-yard line. They're going to go for it here. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Nobles at shotgun. He's going to drop back looking for a receiver. He's going to throw it into the end zone, middle of the field, and a Bear player comes in with a Marucci big hit. How about that? Number 26, Michael Chernauskas on the hit, baby. Woo!
How about that for keep playing, baby? Keep playing, and you will make hits. Hey, man, say it with your chest, say it with your shoulders. That's what he did on that play. Hey, and he got up with a little swag to him, too, now.
Michael Chernauskas with our Marucci big hit, saving a touchdown right there.
Yeah.
And the Bears will get the ball back with 2:28 to go till halftime. Bears lead 28-6. And this hopefully they can put a nice long drive together here heading into halftime. 2:28 to go.
Yes.
We'll see which quarterback, which group comes out. It's going to be number 13, Landon O'Connor, and a lot of new guys out there for the Bears on the O-line. 75, Sam Cole. 77, Cole Miller. 76, Landry Kurth. 74, Cohen Allen. And 66, Yusuf Atkins. Landon O'Connor gets the snap at quarterback. Shotgun, he's just going to run it left. Shotgun, QB keep. He picks up 13. First down, Catholic High.
Yes, hurry and get back on the play, get the play. Now we're going tempo. I love when Catholic High does tempo in this 2 minute.
Number 54, Zach Boulay, also in there for the Bears. And this time, O'Connor's going to hand it off to George Hart, who's going to go left on the dive. He's going to pick up 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4. 2 minutes to go till halftime.
Yeah, Hart's been running that ball well, and I think that's what they're doing. They're getting up on the ball. There's 2 minutes left, so they're going to try to get a big play here. We got a player hurt on the field.
88, Titan Henley is in the game. 84, Jalen Tosin is in the game. 19, Sammer, the Hammer Etheridge in the game. O'Connor's at shotgun, waiting on the snap. There it is. He's going to keep it, looking for a man down the field. Now several flags come down. Not sure. Looks probably most likely.
He didn't get off in time.
12 people on the field.
Yeah, he didn't get off in time. He was hurt, clearly hurt. He should have just failed. What coaches say like that, when you just say it just fall and let it be the ref timeout, the ref will call a timeout. It won't be against the team.
So 12 players can be really close to a first down right here. I think they're going to probably give it to them, and they will. So the penalty will push the Bears up to the 44-yard line, and they will get a first down. 1:36 to go till halftime. Bears lead 28-6. Catholic High versus the Broadmoor Buccaneers. Landon O'Connor in at quarterback shotgun. Fake the handoff again, looking for a receiver down the field. He's going to throw it backside, but he was hit on the pass by number 24, Mike Foster. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 44 for the Bears.
Looked like they was going to do a running back in the a wheel or a post, and the guy just got on top of him and kind of blindsided him.
So it looks like, unless things change for the evening, Josh Parker will not get back in the ball game for the night, and will not get will not get the 111 to 1,000.
It's okay
in the regular season.
It's quite all right.
It's all right. Yep.
Yeah.
Landon O'Connor shotgun. He's going to roll to the left side, looking for a receiver down the field. Has my man number 19, Sammer the Hammer Etheridge, makes the reception. First down, Catholic High, all the way out to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, he came free. He came from the other side, looked like a shallow, and he came all the way to the other side to the corner, and nobody accounted for him. He got right behind those guys, so they have to make sure they account for that guy.
1:18 to go till halftime. Bears have it 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Trying to see exactly where they let him go out of bounds. The ball is kind of the 21-yard line. We're waiting on the chains to move on the far side of the field. There they'll start the clock. O'Connor's at shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Get the snap, rolls right, and George Hart misses a block right there. And O'Connor is going to stay on his feet, but he is going to be sacked for a loss. And Coach Gabe Fertitta is going to take a timeout with 1:03 to go in the ball game. Yes. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout in the booth. Bears lead 28-6. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Welcome to SLOCAL. SLOCAL is an educational initiative that allows you to give back to a school while supporting local businesses. Sign up in 3 easy steps, and 25% of your subscription will go back to a school of your choice, all while you enjoy savings and offers from your favorite local businesses. It's as simple as finding a business, opening the page, and redeeming the offer. Go to www.getslocalat.com to find out more today.
And welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football, 1:02 to go till halftime. Bears lead 28-6 versus the Broadmoor Buccaneers in a 5A matchup as the Division I Catholic High Bears, ranked number 2 in the power rankings, versus the 5A Broadmoor Buccaneers. So after the timeout, Bears have the football at the 32-yard line. They have to get all the way down, though, to the 12-yard line for a first down after that sack. So 2nd and a long way to go. 1:02 to go till halftime. Landon O'Connor in shotgun. Gets the snap, looking for a receiver down the field. Has a man down the field, number 24, Michael Grisafi makes the reception. Touchdown, Catholic High. O'Connor to Grisafi.
Good job on that. He got around that man, and he was able to get around that. He turned like he was looking for the ball. Every time a defensive back looks for the ball like that and he loses the count for the man, touchdown, Catholic High.
I tell you what, we thought Landon O'Connor could just run the football. Nice touch right there on the pass as well. 32-yard touchdown pass. O'Connor to Grisafi right there for the Bears. Sophomore quarterback to a junior wide receiver.
Nice.
On to kick now the extra point for the Bears will be number 95, Logan LeBlanc. Ainsworth the holder. A little high snap. LeBlanc the kick up. A little low, and it's going to be off. So with 54 seconds to go till halftime, Bears lead 34-6. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. with hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
At 3.
Welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football here from Broadmoor Buccaneers Stadium. The Bears lead 34-6, 54 seconds to go till halftime. From Landon O'Connor to Michael Grisafi on the 32-yard reception. Charles Chuck Barhorse has 2 touchdowns on the night, and Bears are putting together a great performance, as we would expect, Kevin, as the 8-1 Catholic High Bears are playing the 1-8 Broadmoor Buccaneers. And hey, let's not forget that Broadmoor does have several injuries. We've heard them talk about that all season. Some of their starters, the quarterback had to move, I think, from linebacker, doing some back to play quarterback.
Yes.
So losing some of their guys, never easy on the season. Off to kick for the Bears, looks like number 31, Ryan DeNicola, the sophomore kicker, will do the kicking off here. He's kicking off from the 40. So the first time of the season we're seeing Ryan come on to kick. Nice high kick. It will be returnable. Makes it at the 3-yard line, comes across to 10, 15, gets to the 16. That's number 1, Tyler McNair, who's taken down at the 17-yard line. 45 seconds to go till halftime. And don't forget, folks, stick right around. We'll have the Coach Gabe Fertitta halftime interview, and then we'll have in the booth our halftime guest, Athletic Director J.P. Kelly will be joining us, class of 92, J.P. Kelly, coming to join us in the booth and talk about some of the great things we have going on at all of the CHS athletics so far this season, and really what's coming up, too, because you're about to get in wrestling, basketball, football, playoffs, baseball starts warming up, indoor track. It's just, whoo, baby, lots of good things going on.
Big season
for the Bruins.
Big fall season, big winter season.
45.1 seconds to go till halftime. Bears lead 34-6. Noble's shotgun quarterback got the snap, hands off to the right side. That's number 2. Drevin Hunter gets the carry, pickup of 1 on the play, and it should be just one more play to go here till we hit the halftime mark. Kevin, what do you think so far? Your 3 keys: finish, continue defense dominance, and embrace the moment. How the Bears doing on those 3 so far through the first half?
6 points is good. 6 points is good because we're still under that 9 points that we've been allowing, and the young guys being able to play and being able to finish this season. That says a lot about Coach. He's building for the future, and that says a lot about his character. Says a lot about Coach.
6 seconds to go till halftime. Nobles will get the snap off. He's going to hand it off. Number 22 comes near sideline. He's going to get out of bounds, they're going to say, but it will be enough time to take us into halftime. So through the first half of play, your Catholic High Bears 34, the Broadmoor Buccaneers 6. We're going to wait for our team of the Bruin Broadcast Network to get down there and find Coach Gabe Fertitta for the halftime interview here from Buccaneers Stadium. And it will be our Raising Cane's halftime interview. Looks like we have Hilton Joseph down there waiting to get with Coach Gabe Fertitta. I think we got him on the video footage as well. Waiting for him to put on the headset, grab the mic. Coach, can you hear us okay down there?
Gotcha.
Hey, thanks, Coach. Hey, Coach, first half so far, 34-6. We really thought up here in the booth. Great job by Landon O'Connor and Jackson Thomas leading the offense tonight with the hurt Cameron Dartez.
Yeah, proud of those guys. Cam could have played tonight if we felt like we really needed him to play, but because those 2 guys and Addison Ainsworth too, because all those guys in that QB room prepare so well, we felt like they do a great job for us.
And coming into tonight, Charles Chuck Barhorse, no touchdowns on the season, 2 in the first half.
Yeah, we saw something there up the middle that we kind of liked, and the O-line did a great job blocking the wedge, and Chuck did a good job getting behind his pads, getting in the end zone.
What are you looking for your team here in the second half?
Just want to see them finish, represent Catholic High football the way it's got to be represented, no matter who's on the field. Those are the only people on the planet that can represent the tradition of those teams, so looking for them to continue to represent us well.
Have a great second half, Coach.
Thanks, Dixon. Go Bears.
All right, folks, that was the Raising Cane's halftime interview, and we will be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network as the Bears lead 34-6 at halftime.
Yep.
At the Bone and Joint Clinic of Baton Rouge, we treat the athlete inside all of us. Whether it's an injury from a game-breaking play or a fall in the driveway, we're ready to treat all of your aches and breaks. With locations in Baton Rouge, Prairieville, and Walker, our 17 orthopedic specialists share a common goal: to keep you moving. Orthopedic specialists are on hand Fridays from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at our Prairieville location. Find us online at bjcbr.com. The Bone and Joint Clinic of Baton Rouge. Move more, hurt less.
Calandro's Supermarket is proudly celebrating 77 years in business with the best service, quality, and selection in Baton Rouge since 1941. And in those 77 years, 2 generations of Calandro men who graduated as proud CHS Bear alums, and we'll all tell you that we owe our success to the wonderful education we received at Catholic High. So whether it's at one of our 2 local grocery stores or at the CHS football games, we'd love to see you and join you in cheering. Go Bears!
Doe's Eat Place in Mid-City Baton Rouge is your family-friendly neighborhood steakhouse right around the corner from Catholic High. Just like the Bears, Doe's is all in on their commitment to a winning team. They hand-cut their steaks daily with beef loins that are aged at least 21 days. So head to Doe's before or after the game and help them keep the winning tradition. Doe's Eat Place, located at 3723 Government Street, or call 387-5331 or visit doesbatonrouge.com. Catholic High football, a tradition. The Fourier Insurance Agency knows about traditions, as the Fourier Insurance Agency has been serving the insurance needs of Baton Rouge since 1946. The Fourier Agency can use the experience to give you the right amount of insurance tailored to your specific needs. For your home, auto, boat, or for your commercial insurance requirements, including general liability, property, and workers' compensation. The Fourier Insurance Agency uses the most respected and stable companies in the world to protect your future and your tradition. And go Bears!
After decades of duplicating, we're going digital, providing our customers with the latest technology and exceptional customer service.
Before, years ago, we just simply used a copy machine to copy, but now we're able to copy and print and scan and email, and with one machine. That makes everything easier. Not only do they sell the product and guarantee it, they back it up and they service that product.
Call us now for all of your digital office products. BRDP, experience no one can copy.
And welcome back, Bear fans, to Catholic High football. Your Bears lead the Buccaneers 34-6, and with our first half recap and stats, hey, the great ones, the Grizzly greats, Mr. David Butler and Kevin Franklin. Take it away, guys.
How about that introduction, Kevin?
I love it.
Catholic got on the scoreboard first. It was Charles Barhorse with his first touchdown of the night. It was a 5-yard run. Matthew Goodson added the point after. That was a 14-play, 69-yard drive. Catholic led 7-0. Then with 1:24 to go in the first quarter, it was Solomon Singleton on a 20-yard pass from Jackson Thomas. Once again, Matthew Goodson the point after. Catholic led 14-0. That was a 4-play, 52-yard drive. Broadmoor got on the scoreboard with 9:40 to go in the first half. It was Donald Jones' a 15-yard pass from DeMarco Nobles. They attempted the 2-point conversion. That failed. Catholic led 14-6. Catholic added 3 more scores at the end of the first half. The first was with 7:44 to go. Charles Barhorse scored his second touchdown, Kevin.
Yes.
This one was a 3-yard run. Matthew Goodson once again the point after. Catholic led 21-6. That drive was 5 plays, 65 yards. 5:32 to go in the first half. Hunter Thomas recovered a fumble in the Broadmoor end zone. Matthew Goodson added the point after, and it was 28-6 in favor of Catholic High. And then with only 54 seconds to go in the half, Mike Grazaffi, a 32-yard pass from Landon O'Connor. Logan LeBlanc's point after failed. Catholic leads 34-6 at halftime. Interesting, Matthew Goodson's point after, the first one, was a drop kick.
Old school. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, well, Dixon didn't punch kick, but it's a drop kick.
Yes, we're going into the stats. What stands out, Mr. Butler, is the passing yards. 184 yards passing by the Bears. We were 12 for 15. That's great for that young quarterback to be able to do that. The total offensive yards, we were 32 plays for 269 yards. The Bucks had 28 for 114. That says a lot about us. We're really trying to get the ball and spread the ball around to a lot of those people. Joshua Parker leads. He has 2 carries for 19 119 yards. He has as long as it was 17 yards, and I think they took him out. But those young running backs are doing good.
A lot of touches for a lot of people today.
Yes, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to build for the future. So I can say Jackson Thomas is doing a great, phenomenal job. He's 10 for 12 for 117 yards with 1 touchdown. Landon O'Connor is 2 for 3 for 1 touchdown as well. So both of the backup quarterbacks have thrown for touchdowns. Solomon Singleton has 3 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown, and Mike Gristaffy has 2 catches for 74 yards.
Yeah, but they were 2 big catches.
Yeah, for 42 yards and 20 yards. That says a lot for our passing game for people looking at us in the playoffs.
That's right.
Should be a great second half. Thank you, Mr. Butler and Kevin Franklin. Bears lead 34-6. We will be right back with our halftime guest, Athletic Director J.P. Kelly, after this break on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Now, one of the things that I love most about Catholic in particular is that the culture, the charism, the spirit of the brothers is so well defined that all you have to do is take their directives, take their suggestions for leadership and how teachers should behave, how coaches should behave, how programs should be run, and you can just overlay those directives on top of anything that you're doing, and there's an answer for something that how should you conduct yourself in a certain situation. It's there, it's down, it's written down on paper. And I think one of the most effective things about Catholic is that there aren't separate cultures. There's not a culture for the football team, there's not a culture for the band or a culture for the classroom teacher. It's all one culture, you know. And so I think for a kid who's going to hear mixed messages everywhere they go, our kids hear so many different messages. For them to be here at Catholic and go from the classroom to the football field, or from the classroom to the band, or from the classroom to wrestling, or whatever the case may be, and the message to still be the same, I think that's what allows us to help these kids grow the most.
Hey Bear fans, the CHS bookstore is geared up and ready for the 2018 football season. Arrive at the game in style this season. Come to the bookstore and check out all the latest apparel and fan gear and pack the stands in orange and black. Football tickets can be purchased right here for every game. Show your pride, Bears. Shop in the bookstore school days, Monday through Friday from 7:30 until 3:30. Go Bears!
And welcome back, Bear fans, to Catholic High Football, Raising Cane's halftime show. We're joined now by the man that's always back at the school kind of stirring the drink, Athletic Director J.P. Kelly, class of 1992. Coach, thanks for joining us in the booth tonight. Hey, an exciting time right now. Of course, all the folks are watching the Bruin broadcast, listening on the radio, watching on TV at our football team. But Catholic High has so many sports and so many things going on. First off, how do you keep track of everything?
Well, it's the greatest job ever. You know, I get paid to go and watch guys play sports, and so I want to really thank you guys for doing what you're doing for our football team this year. The fact that everybody can go, if they're out at one of their favorite restaurants, and put Catholic High football and watch our teams compete the professional way that you guys are taking care of it, and the Bruin broadcast team, those students and the hard work that they put in, this has really helped us. I think we're the first school in Louisiana to have all 10 games live on TV. So thank you all very much.
And if we're not, I'm gonna say we are. You know, it just sounds better to say that. So far, let's first talk about the football team. Obviously, this senior class, not all the freshmen did play on that team many years ago. But when they're done after tonight, which most likely looks like they will have a victory, they're going to have 3 district championships. As of now, 2 state titles, going to the playoffs, the quarterfinals, semifinals every year, and have averaged 9 regular season wins. I mean, that's unbelievable.
I think you said it all. I mean, what a fantastic career these guys have had. And so many of them play other sports.
Yep.
And so once football ends for them, which hopefully is in the Superdome, they'll transition to their other sports, basketball, baseball, wrestling, whatever it is, soccer. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't know about Catholic High is that we really encourage guys to play multiple sports. And a lot of the guys out there right now, competing for a state championship, trying to get a state championship in football, we'll be doing the same things for baseball come spring.
Yeah, I remember even in my time, football team was practicing. We had the baseball workouts going on at the same time. I'd get done with football practice, head to baseball. Then in the spring, baseball and track happened at the same time. I'd throw the javelin, go pitch. Never quit.
Never stop. And so many – there's a great player by the name of Kurt Dietrich who actually – a great story about him was he ran for the district championship in the relay, won the district championship, then went over to the baseball field, hit the game-winning hit that won the district championship, and that was in 1990. So great. He's a Grizzly great, Kurt Dietrich, and so multiple sports athletes are something that's extremely important. The Grizzly great who's up here with you right now, Kevin Franklin, one of the best football players we ever had, one of the best track athletes we've had as well.
And that sounds like a story. If he hadn't done already, Mr. David Butler's over there taking notes. He's going to write about that Dietrich story on the back of the Grizzly magazine we send out. So the football team, let's give the folks kind of an update. Coach Fertitta won't admit it. He won't talk about that he looks ahead or ever looks ahead. Me, in my role, I get to look ahead. So let's say the Bears do win. We've already looked at the power rankings. Most likely we're going to be number 2. Can't jump up to 1. Won't drop. So number 2 means next week we get a bye. And then the following week we will have a home game. Have we locked up where, when yet? Or is that still to be determined?
We've pretty much locked up that we're going to be 7:05 kickoff at Memorial for our first playoff game. And the way that the LHSAA structures the playoffs now for our division is that if you're the higher seed, you get to host. So if we win that game going in at number 2, we could have 2 home playoff games. And we've already contacted Breck and said we want Memorial. So if we're fortunate to move along, then we'll play 2 games at Memorial, 7:05 kickoff.
And really, right now, the way the playoffs work, kind of looking at them, 1 seed John Curtis, 2 seed Catholic High, and the 12 seed Shaw. Other than that, you really don't know who 3 through 11 are, depending on how most of the games in New Orleans happen. Holy Cross has already won. Brother Martin is playing Jesuit right now. So things that a lot of fans at home, and we'll talk about in the postgame. So there's football for folks. And now I know basketball. Which one you want to talk about? Swimming, track, basketball?
It's really fun to talk
wrestling.
about all of them. Doug Loxton and our swimming team, they won their 29th consecutive city championship. On 2 weeks, they'll be going down to Sulphur to compete in the state championship. They had wonderful competition over at Crawfish Aquatics the other day. Coach Loxton was really pleased with the team moving into the Sulphur championship. We have a wonderful shot at doing really well there. Cross country, Coach Boudreaux doesn't like to admit how good that team is this year. In the city championship, the Metro championship, you score 7 guys. And so just kind of a basic knowledge of that sport. If you have 2 guys who can run under 16 minutes for 3 miles, and then another 3 guys who are under 16:30, that's pretty much a recipe for the state championship in the history that Coach Boudreaux has been doing it. Last week, we had 8 guys who ran under 16 minutes for 3 miles. So that's remarkable. Historically speaking, that's the best Catholic High has ever done. Then we had 3 more that ran under 16:30. It was amazing. So he's got a really good team, and 2 of them, great senior leadership with Colin Hedges and James Lalonde, but there's only 2 seniors in that group that we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing a wonderful job with those guys, and they compete. Their hardest competition is in practice.
And tell the folks at home, our track team is called the Big Orange Wave. For those that maybe don't know the story, kind of fill in a little bit of the history of where that comes from.
The history is that one year, country team finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the state championship. That's a perfect score. And so the Big Orange Wave, when they turned around the corner, all you saw was orange. And last week, besides 1 guy, we would have had the exact same thing happen. So they're doing fantastic, and it's not unreasonable for them to have a goal as finishing 1 through 5 in the next 3 years.
Absolutely unbelievable and amazing. So it will be a Big Orange Wave and maybe a little white minnow in there. I don't even know what you would say. So an orange wave with a seashell in there as well. So that's the cross-country team. And the swim team, I think we've talked about them a little bit, but fill the folks in more. City champions.
29th in a row, city championship. Doug Loxton does an amazing job with those guys. And in 2 weeks, they're down in Sulphur to compete for the state championship. Basketball had their first game last night. They played St. Michael's, and St. Michael's had a very good team, and we did well against them. So Mark Cascio, another coach who just his knowledge of the game and his preparation and his details amazing. And he had a sports psychologist come in and talk to the parents, talk to the players, talk to the coaching staff. That was before the season. And the way that he's got those guys playing, believing in each other right now, they went to the semis last year. They had a great game. We had an unfortunate injury and lost that game. But I'm real happy where that program is, and to say that they have a reasonable shot at winning a state championship is completely accurate.
Yeah, see, one thing you just mentioned, sports psychologists coming in. Actually, we have coming in next week CHS alum Brett McCabe, the Mine Side, is going to be coming to campus. I believe it's November 6th. We're going to get some more info for everybody out there in the second half. But what a neat thing now, sports psychologists kind of getting involved. And one of the leaders in the sports psychology industry, Catholic High grad.
Catholic High grad, national championship pitcher for LSU. And, yeah, absolutely. We're going to tap into his knowledge. He's going to talk to our parents. He's going to have meetings with all of our coaches. And for Brett, it's going to be a year-long process. So we're going to get his system, and we're going to implement it where we can. And he's going to help our parents when their kids are successful. He's going to teach our parents what to do when their kids are facing some adversity. Same thing with, all right, you got a team that's really, really talented. What's the best way to keep motivating them? You got a team that just lost a big game. All right, how do you get them back on to competing at a high level? So we're looking forward to that November 6th. The parents are welcome to come. It's going to be in our library, and it should be very informative.
Yeah, that's something you hear in the collegiate level, professional level all the time. Coaches, administrators talking about the system they've put in place, system for success, and he's one of the leaders in that. So another sport now to talk about, the wrestling team just had a victory this past week as well.
Big win over East Ascension. That's a big, for the Metro title. Those are two of the teams that are going to be competing for it, and they're missing a lot of their guys because they're out here playing football. Christian Menino, Brian Hibbard, Noah Riche, these guys are kind of our upper weight classes, so we were a little deficient in that area, but they pulled out a big victory. They have a state champion who's back, Luke Romano. It's always good to have a state champ in the room. He's pushing all the guys. He's a great senior leader. And so, they compete this weekend. They'll have some guys down in New Orleans in a Rummel tournament, and St. Michael's is hosting a tournament as well where we'll put some guys over there too. So wrestling, a soccer team, we beat U-High yesterday 4-0 in our first soccer contest in a scrimmage. Huttbridge had a hat trick in the game, so it was they look really good. And we're excited about the winter sports. We want to conclude this fall sports season as successfully as we can. And the interesting part that you were saying about the sports psychology, I think that's one of the major steps that we can take at Catholic. So what we've tried to do is really encourage our guys to make their bodies as physically strong and well prepared as possible. But everybody does that. So what else can we do to help them get an advantage? Well, number one is sleep. So we talk about sleep all the time and what's your cycle of sleep and are you getting enough rest? The second thing we talk about and stress is nutrition. Okay, now let's make sure we're putting the correct fuel in our body to make sure that we can perform our best out there. And then what's bigger is the mental side of it. So now as we start to approach this is going to be incorporated in all of our sports areas because you hear it all the time. It's 99% of the game, some people will say.
And one thing that's been fantastic so far this season, everyone's going to watch football and watch the football team, but we're going to be bringing the Bruin broadcasts live to all the sports this year. We've gotten the schedule. I think I'll be doing most of the games, and my sidekick will be Coach Eric Held, which will be the color commentator for all the other sports. So all the other sports we've talked about are going to have their opportunity now coming up on the Bruin broadcast and going forward. It's just going to be a fantastic addition to our sports programs at Catholic.
And thank you all for that. I know the wrestlers are going to host the city championship, which is also their reunion, 50 years of wrestling at Catholic High. I know that the basketball, we have a couple games scheduled for that. Soccer, hopefully we can get some big playoff games for soccer because for the first soccer game that we had, when was it, Thursday, the crowd was fantastic. Huge crowd for a soccer. So the guys are starting to come to it. They go to the soccer game, walk over to the basketball. I think it just creates a great community when guys are supporting each other in their different sports.
And what I love about it, too, is the guys that are in my class. You're probably classmates, too. What do you know about soccer? What do you know about basketball? I was like, guys, if what I don't know, I'm going to make up for in enthusiasm. I can tell you that much on the broadcast. We're going to have the longest goal call in the history of sports. And how cool is this? I think, Sanders Davis, our offensive line coach, is in charge of our soccer program as well. It's really neat, too, to see the coaches having multiple sports as well.
And Sanders, a Dartmouth grad who's You know, he's an extremely intelligent person. So what we need in every single one of our sports is who can communicate the charism and the culture of Catholic High. So that's more important than the X's and O's. Now, we have Mateus Costa, who's the best soccer coach in the city, without a doubt, who's worried about the strategy and who's worried about where guys need to be in lineups and things like that. Sanders is in charge of, all right, how do we make this a Catholic High product? And he's done fabulous with it. So the prayers before the matches, the retreats, the service projects and things like that, he's making it the culture that is Catholic High.
And I think everything starts with athletic culture, starts with you at the top, and you're doing such a fantastic job for all of us. We want to thank you for everything you've done so far for us. I mean, technically, you're one of the most winningest. I told Miss Harvey that when she was up here. I was like, you're probably the most winningest principal in history of all time. And she's like, no, I don't want to take the credit for all this. Like,
well, she deserves the credit.
She
absolutely deserves the credit. Two other people that deserve the credit are Ben DePalma and Aaron Hart. They're fantastic at what they do. Ben is largely responsible for the broadcast, and Aaron's so much behind the scene things that she does. Just a good group of people to work with. And then Miss Harvey, she's the best, There's no one in the world I'd want to work for. She's great.
Does a great job. And then across the street, Jamie Seeger and Brian Hightower and all their support for us as well. I mean, people talk about a team on the field. The team we have at Catholic High right now supporting everything that you're doing, we're doing in the broadcast, hands down best in the state.
In the alumni event that Brian Hightower put on last week was fantastic. People that I hadn't seen in a very long time, some people who didn't go out and see Catholic High football for 10, 12 years, they came back with their letter jackets on.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, that just makes me feel great about the community at Catholic High. And Brian Hightower has taken that alumni base and just keep expanding and expanding. I know he's done some things with lawyers to just go out and mingle and network and things like that. So, yeah, I'm happy for Brian and Jamie. They've done fantastic.
Well, it's been a great season so far. We hope it continues more as the playoffs are right around the corner. You've been watching and listening to the Raising Cane's halftime show. We want to thank those CHS corporate partners one more time. Walk-On's Bistro, Mid-South Bank, Slocal, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola, Marucci, Moro Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's, Lamar, Champion, Thomas Cullen's attorneys at law. Thank you to Athletic Director J.P. Kelly for being here in the booth, and we'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Calandro's Supermarket is proudly celebrating 77 years in business with the best service, quality, and selection in Baton Rouge since 1941. And in those 77 years, 2 generations of Calandro men have graduated as proud CHS Bear alums, and we'll all tell you that we owe our success to the wonderful education we received at Catholic High. So whether it's at one of our 2 local grocery stores or at the CHS football games, we'd love to see you and join you in cheering. Go Bears!
At Spine and Sports Injury and Rehab Centers, we are a multidisciplinary practice providing comprehensive treatment plans for all your injury needs. Whether sports, auto, or work-related injuries, we at Spine and Sports care for anything from minor spine and extremity injuries to severe herniated or bulging discs and spine and extremity injuries. Dr. Shay Corbin is a certified chiropractic sports physician and offers non-surgical options for all your injury needs. Visit www.docshay.com.
Now you can shop online with Marucci Sports this school year. Marucci is committed to outfitting Bear fans with the highest quality products by now offering its premier line of fan apparel for all of our CHS athletic teams online. Log on maruccisports.itemorder.com and enter CHS Bears in all caps in the sales code to view this year's entire line of fan gear. That's maruccisports.itemorder.com and enter.
And welcome back, Bear Nation, to Catholic High football here on 104.5 ESPN, BruinBroadcast.com, and WBTR Channel 19 Baton Rouge, 144 in Ascension. Your Catholic High Bears lead the Broadmoor Buccaneers 34-6. Dixon McMakin, voice of the Bears, up here in the booth, joined by the greats, the Grizzly greats, Mr. David Butler, and the original Mr. Football Friday Night, Kevin Franklin. There's our kickoff in the second half. Kickoff goes down to the 10, picked up at the 10, 15, 20, comes near sideline, gets a stiff arm on a man, 30, 35, and pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. A return of 26 on the play for the Buccaneers. That was number 22, Jason Jackson, and that's where the Buccaneers will start their opening drive in the second half. Kevin, the Bears lead 34-6. A great first half for the Bears, and your first Kevin's key to victory tonight: finish, 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 and that's what the Bears need to do here in the second half.
And I think that's what me and Coach gave for Tita. We're similar, very similar to that, because he's saying the same thing I'm saying, and I'm an old coach myself. I want you to see you finish, and I want the film to show you finishing. I don't want you to tell me you finish. Show me you finishing in your actions and what you do for this team.
So quarterback Nobles, once again, he'll come out, pump fake, throws it over the middle, has a receiver number 6, Donald Jones, who's across the middle and has one man to beat, 35-20, 15-10, and he's going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown Buccaneers as they move up 34-12 now here at Broadmoor Stadium.
Hey, that looks very familiar. Remember St. Thomas More a couple of weeks ago? We've seen a lot of film on Catholic High, and we know that up in that middle, those slants in that middle, that's one of our vulnerable spots. But, hey, here we are. That is our second team. We are playing young guys, but we do have to make plays. There's no excuse.
So the long touchdown reception right there by Donald Jones, and the Buccaneers get a little closer. Bears still lead 34-12, 11:37 to go in the third quarter. Once again, the Buccaneers will not kick the extra point. Offense will stay on the field. Quarterback's number 13, DeMarco Nobles. Running back will be number 30, Desmond Robertson. He's got 3 receivers to the right, near side, 1 to the left, far side. There's the shotgun snap. Fakes the handoff. It will be fumbled on the ground, looking for a receiver, and he's going to tuck it and try to run into the end zone. Tries to lump over the Jares, and he is unable to do it. Point no good. So the Bears still lead 34-12 here in the third quarter. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
At Morrow Physical Therapy, we understand the importance of keeping you in the game, in athletics and in life. That is why we offer convenient appointment times and excellent therapists in all 10 of our locations in and around the greater Baton Rouge area. As a proud corporate partner of Catholic High School, we're excited to be a part of the Bears' success throughout the years and into the years to come. For more information on the services offered, visit www.morropt.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Morrow Physical Therapy.
Bolton's Health Mart Drugstore is a proud sponsor of this year's Catholic High Grizzly Bears football team. Bolton's, like Catholic High, is a part of Baton Rouge's history and has long been one of our city's neighborhood pharmacies. The next time you need a unique gift idea or for any medical prescription need, think of Bolton's Health Mart Pharmacy. For delivery in South Baton Rouge area, call us 343-4869, 343-4869. Bolton's Health Mart, peace of mind today and into next century.
Welcome back, Bear fans. 11:37 to go in the third quarter. Bears lead 34-12 after the 63-yard touchdown from DeMarco Nobles to Donald Jones for the Buccaneers. And they will be kicking off from the 40. Buccaneers going here in the second half, going left to right on Dizzy's Toyota Tundra dial here for the Buccaneers. And Kevin, like we talked about, don't really kick it far, usually a squib kick or a pooch kick here, and the Bears have a tighter formation preparing for that right now.
Yes, and they're going to let these young guys see if they can field it. He's not going to kick it far at all. So.
And there's the onside kick to the right side. It bounces off of the Bears, and there's a scramble for the ball right at the 50-yard line. Onside kick by Diego Varela, and the Buccaneers will come down with it. Number 24, Mike Foster, comes down with the football, and the Buccaneers will have it at midfield. 34-12, the Bears lead. Could this get interesting here from Buccaneer Stadium tonight?
The Buccaneers come to play. It's their last game, and they came to play tonight. So I am really impressed by them still fighting. But you never underestimate the fight of a dog, man. You never underestimate, baby. No size. It doesn't matter. They're going to come to play. But the Bears' second team, and they need to come play too, second and third team.
So Buccaneers will start right at midfield. Shotgun snap. They're going to do the reverse handoff to number 1, Tyler McNair, who goes far sideline. He'll cross midfield. He'll pick up about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 on the play. He does cross midfield, so the Buccaneers are now in Bear territory.
Yeah, it was just a reverse. Again, they're trying to get on the outskirts. They're trying to put their skill positions against our skill positions. He's kind of limping off the field, but I saw him limping a little earlier in the game. So he's playing. He's giving it all he got tonight. He's hurt. He's wrapped up, but he's still trying to play his last game, though.
Buccaneers have it. They've just crossed midfield to the 48-yard line now. 2nd, and they're going to call it 8 now. Noble's at quarterback. He's got 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side, double twins. Running backs line up to the left in the backfield. There's the shotgun snap. He's going to pump. Now he's going to throw it short on the Z screen to number 6, Donald Jones, who's able to stay on his feet, but he fumbles the football, and it looks like the Bears are going to come away with it. There's a scramble on the field, but the Bears have come away with the football on the fumble.
Yeah, Big Rogers. Hey, he tried to make a play on that when he got into that traffic, and you sent a little guy into all that traffic, brother. Things like that will happen.
And that was number 52, DeMonte Rogers for the Bears, the senior defensive lineman, coming down with the football. So now the Bear offense will get another chance here to come out here in the third quarter. 10:36 to go in the third quarter. And it's going to be, I'm trying to see which quarterback this is, 13 or 18. We're trying to see. So one of the players has to come off the field for the Buccaneers. Equipment malfunction. And this will be number 13, Landon O'Connor, will be the quarterback. He's got 3 receivers to the far side. That's his right. He's going right to left on the radio dial. Sends a man's in motion. Shotgun snap, just going to run it up the middle. 40, 45, taken down at the 47-yard line. A pickup of 9 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the 47.
Yeah, now the Bears are just trying to do what they do well. They were trying to match up differently on them, and they're going to try to do some plays, and they're going to run it right at them. I don't see them doing anything fancy. They're just going to keep it simple.
Cohen Allen, Landry Kurth, Cole Miller, Sam Cole, and Yusuf Atkins are the offensive line for the Bears. Also subbing in number 54, Zach Boulay. Once again, O'Connor on the play. He's got it 2nd and 2 from the 47-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Shotgun here from Yusuf Atkins. There's a snap. Good snap. He'll hand it off to number 12, who goes up the middle, and he's able to get the first down, crosses midfield. First down, Catholic High. That's Jackson Guest on the carry.
Yeah, Guest is the guy that got a little carries from early in the year as well. To see them kind of do those meshes, they looking to the sideline now to get the plays in. I like to see these young guys getting some plays because the future of the Bears, that's what we're looking at right now tonight.
Guest will come out of the ball game. Number 20, George Hart, will come into the ball game as the running back. Bears have crossed midfield. They're at the 49-yard line in Buccaneer territory. 8:43 to go. Third quarter, Bears lead 34-12. Shotgun snap, there it is. Just going to hand it off to George Hart up the middle, taken down from behind. Not before he picks up 2.5 on the play. 2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line.
Yeah, to see those young guys getting fed, I mean, it is a young running back committee. But the leader of that committee, the chairman of the board, is Joshua Parker. Let it no mistaken be mistaken that he is the chairman of that board. I tell you what.
Chairman is sitting on the sideline for the rest of the game. So 9:14 to go in the third quarter. Shotgun snap, speed option right. O'Connor pitches it to Hart, far side of the field, 45-40. Taken down at the 37-yard line. He will pick up a first down, Catholic High.
Yes. That's just good, hard running by that running back. Those running backs are really giving it out there all. So we got to keep giving it to them. We do dominate the line of scrimmage. That's what Catholic High football is about, and that's what they're showing them tonight.
And I really thought that was a great speed. We called that speed option right there by O'Connor.
Yes.
Made sure that the end took him, was not able to tackle the running back. Yes. Then the running back's coming down the field, put that pitch right in front of him, takes off, and a great run right there. O'Connor's at shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side, H-back lined up to the left as well behind the tackle. Waiting on the shotgun snap, and there it is. He'll hand it off to Guest up the middle on the dive, crosses the 35, gets all the way down to the 32-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play. We'll have it 2nd and 4 for the Bears. Nice little drive, Kevin, they're putting together right here.
Yes, they really are. And I like the vision. The vision of these young running backs are getting in those holes behind those big guys and finding space. I love to see a running back using vision.
Guest comes out. Hart will come back in. Once again, same formation. 3 receivers to the near side for O'Connor, who's at quarterback in the shotgun. Shotgun snap. He'll hand it off up middle, looking for a lane to run. No, he's going to keep it to the far right side. Will O'Connor crosses the 25-yard line. He's able to pick up enough for a first down, Catholic High.
Great option move, man. He pulled that ball. I thought he had the ball. He pulled it. Great fake by the running back, and they went the other way with it. And it totally faked out the Broadmoor defense as well. And they got 67 yards on that play.
Faked out me as the broadcaster as well. Sorry for that, folks. But, man, great job by O'Connor and Hart right there. You know, you got to wonder, 2 sophomores, you got to think last year that was your freshman duo on that freshman team. 7:54 to go, third quarter. Bears lead 34-12. O'Connor in shotgun. He will give it off to Hart this time up the middle. Crosses the 20. Still on his feet. 15, 10, 5, all the way down to the 3-yard line. What a pickup right there by George Hart. Say it, Kevin. Rumble, young man, rumble.
Yes, man. Hey, everybody knows when we say it, brother, because these running backs really run hard, and that's what we do well. Hey, that's Curt Dog football in its finest right there.
And Bears going to hurry up here. Quick snap, going to hand off to Hart, who's going up the middle, looking for a block, but he will slip on the play, and he'll go down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of 1 down to the 2-yard line.
Yes, that field, man. This field is an old school natural field, and it's muddy. You can look at it and see the spots in it where the mud is showing, and you got to run with your pads, run underneath your pads, and just you got to make your cuts sure on this field.
7:12 to go, third quarter. Bears lead 34-12. They are inside the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Red Zone sponsorship for De Palma. O'Connor at shotgun. Hart, the running back, lined up to his left. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Shotgun snap. O'Connor's just going to keep it, looking for a block, trying to get in the end zone, and he will score for the Bears. Landon O'Connor, touchdown, Catholic High, and the Bears move up to 40-12.
Good job, young man. That's a good job by that young man. He needs to score that ball because he did a good job with driving us down the field and showing us what he can do. Good job.
So it's 6:51 to go in the third quarter. Bears have increased their lead to 40-12 on the Broadmoor Buccaneers. On to kick the extra point will be number 95. That's Logan LeBlanc to do the extra point for the Bears. A good snap, hold, kick is up, and she's good. So 6:51 to go. Bears lead 41-12. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Hannity Bourgeois has been doing business in South Louisiana for nearly 100 years. Their team of CPAs and business advisors offers specialized skills and expertise to help clients reach their greatest potential. With 3 offices across South Louisiana and 120 employees, Hannity Bourgeois provides prompt and professional services of the highest quality to businesses in a wide array of industries. Hannity Bourgeois, CPAs and business advisors, a proud sponsor of Catholic High football.
And welcome back, Bear fans, to Catholic High football. On the Landon O'Connor touchdown, the Bears move up 41-12 with 6:51 to go in the third quarter. Thank you so much, Catholic High corporate partners. Walk-On's Bistro, Mid-South Bank, Slocal, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola, Marucci, Moro Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's, Lamar, Shoppers Value, and Walters Papillon Thomas Cullens, attorneys at law. Thank you always to all those CHS corporate partners. A new kicker coming into the game for the Bears will be, it looks like, 86. 86. Kylan Dupree, a freshman kicker from St. Teresa. So here we go, Kev.
St. Teresa.
Starting to get some of those freshmen.
I remember that school, yeah.
We have 11 freshmen that have never dressed out. First time dressing out tonight. So he kicks it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Great kick, but a nice return here for the Buccaneers, as that's number 7, Patrick Lee, will take it all the way out to the 33-yard line for the Buccaneers, and that's where they will start this possession, down 41-12 to the Bears.
Yes, good job by the young Catholic schools, St. Aloysius, St. John, St. Thomas More, St. Jude, St. Teresa, Mercy. These are all great feeder schools of Catholic High. St. John VNA, these are all great feeder schools of Catholic High, and we want to say thank you because they do an awesome, awesome job.
Little update for our friends down in New Orleans. Brother Martin leads Jesuit 13-0. Winner of that game will most likely get the 5 seed in the Division I playoffs. We'll talk a little bit more about that. So Noble's the quarterback. He'll drop back, trying to set up a screen pass. We're looking down the field. He's going to throw it down the field and has a receiver right through his hands. Incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Buccaneers at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, he got out of the pocket and threw it down on the sideline, but throw it where nobody else can see it. Don't throw it where nobody else can make a play on it. So good job by Nobles on that play.
Kevin, I love what you were just talking about. You know, we have a list here of the freshmen that are dressing up. Not the ones we've seen all season, like Trey Benson and a few others that have been in the schools they're from. St. Jude, St. Thomas More, St. Alphonsus, St. John Vianney, St. Alphonsus, St. Aloysius, Mercy, St. Teresa, and St. Thomas More.
Yes.
Man, that's great to hear. All those feeder schools.
I love it.
Just feeding that Bear Nation Cur Dog football. Nobles with the shotgun snap. He'll hand it off to number 2, Trevin Hunter, who's going to be taken down immediately at the line of scrimmage. So we'll have it 3rd and 10 from the 33-yard line. 6:22 to go in the third quarter. Bears are still leading 41-12. See if we can get some more of these Bear defenders now, Kevin, that are coming into the ball game right here. Looks like number 22, Connor Stewart, who also plays a little bit of running back for the Bears. 15, Easton Fuselier is in the ball game. DeMonte Rogers is still there. I was teasing some of the guys at practice. Hey, guys, you want me to say your name and number? You got to turn to the press box. So there's the high snap. Nobles, he'll come down with it. He's rolling left, looking for a receiver. Looks like he's going to try to just tuck it and run. Gets to the sideline and will get out of bounds right at the 34-yard line. Pickup of 2 on the play, but it will be 4th and 8 for the Buccaneers at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, he's looking for something down the field, but nothing's there. The good coverage sack. A lot later on in the season, we're doing a lot of dime packages and stuff like that. So we're putting people in coverage. There's nobody else to throw the ball to. And if you throw it, you got to be exact, or we're going to intercept it.
And I think of all the coverage sacks we've had tonight, it wasn't a sack, but he got 2 yards. That might be the best one because we got the backup defensive backs in there. Buccaneers still have their first-string offense in there.
Yes.
Great job by them. Back to punt for the Buccaneers, number 86, Diego Varela. Back to receive for the Bears, standing at the 41-yard line, Matt Reinholtz, the true freshman. A little bit of a high snap, going to go to the left-footed kicker. Holtz is going to let it bounce in front of him. It's going to take a Buccaneer bounce, and he's unable to pick it up, and now the Bears will just fall on it. Number 26, Michael Chernauskas, will fall on the football at the 36-yard line, and that's where the Bears will take over their next possession. Hey, folks, we want to remind you here at Catholic High, it's more than 4. Dr. Kent Smith from the CHS class of 1988 has dedicated his life to higher ed, earning a bachelor's in secondary education and a master's in educational admin from Southern University and a doctorate in education and human resources studies from Colorado State in Fort Collins. Dr. Smith was recently named the 16th president of Langston University in Oklahoma. Prior to leading Langston University, Dr. Smith served as the vice president of student affairs at Ohio University, dean of students at Auburn, and director of multicultural affairs at Case Western Reserve University. Carry for the Bears up the middle. That's number 12, Jackson Guess. He'll pick up 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4. One final thing about Dr. Kent Smith, Kevin. He's an adjunct professor at Cleveland State University. We want to thank you, Dr. Kent Smith, for your dedication to education. The CHS class of 1988. It's more than 4. It's a lifetime. Wow, how about that?
That's
Dr.
awesome,
Kent
man.
Smith.
Dr.
Holy
Kent,
moly.
Dr. Kent.
More degrees than all of us combined up here in the booth. That was amazing. Wow. Class of 88, if you're out there listening, call Dr. Kent Smith, give him a text, and tell him congratulations. Addison Ainsworth is the quarterback now in for the Bears. Not sure if there's I couldn't tell if the official threw their flag here on the near sideline. It looks like they did.
Yes.
So we'll have to see what that was about. George Hart got the carry.
It looks like
So they're going to get the first down. So it'll be a sideline warning against the Buccaneers. So a sideline warning against the Buccaneers. You know, you got to get the official, have their room down there.
Yes.
4:34 to go, third quarter. Bears lead 41-12. We have the football now. Addison Ainsworth is the quarterback. He's got 3 receivers to the near side. H-back also to the near side. Those are all his left. George Hart, the running back, lined up to the right in the backfield. There is no play clock here at Buccaneer Stadium, so he's looking at the back official. When he raises his hand, that means there's 10 seconds to go. Handoff, George Hart will come near sideline, crosses midfield, 45, taken down to the 44-yard line. He's going to pick up 10, and I'm going to say first down, Catholic High.
Good job by the Bears where they're getting the ball on that outside. They're keeping it in there on the outskirts, running like off the edges, like a 6 in the 45, 46 play. So they really doing a good job of trying to get on the outskirts of them and trying to outflank them. They just man on man. They're just bigger than all those other guys. That's all it is.
Great job running right there by George Hart. Jackson Guess, number 12, back in the ball game. Addison Ainsworth, number 18, is our quarterback, another sophomore quarterback. You know, Kevin, I didn't get to watch a lot of those freshman games last year. With this group of sophomores we have, holy moly.
They put up some points, man.
Ainsworth will hand off to Guess, dive right side, crosses the 40 down to the 36-yard line, picks up 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Bears.
And Ainsworth is a bigger kid. He's taller. I love him because he's a bigger, rangier kid. He gains about 10 or 20 pounds. Hey, man, he's going to be a contender when he gets his shot to play quarterback.
And great lineage. Obviously, anyone from the Baton Rouge area recognizes that Ainsworth name.
Yes.
His uncle, starting pitcher, his dad, starting outfielder.
Yes.
Both of them Grizzly greats in the Catholic High School Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Whew.
Big shoes to fill, but I think he can fill them.
Exactly. That's what might be the scariest thing about it, right?
That's it.
Ainsworth at shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. That's the far side. Gets the shotgun snap. He hands it off to Jackson Guest again on the dive, who crosses the 30, right at the 30-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play. And Jackson Guest on that carry picks up first down, Catholic High.
And that's all they're doing is keep racking up the first downs. I love Jackson Guest that he's a bigger running back, and I love those big running backs to give you an offset between the smaller running backs. It's kind of a change of rhythm. It's a change of tempo for you.
2:35 to go, third quarter. Bears lead 41-12 over the Buccaneers. George Hart is your running back, lined up left to Ainsworth in the shotgun backfield. 3 receivers to the near sideline. There's the shotgun snap. Handoff. George Hart crosses the 30 and taken down the 25-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Bears.
Yeah, they're going to give those balls. They're going to give those balls to these running backs. The Bears offensive line and the running backs lead the offense. I'm not going to tell you anything different, but can we throw the ball? Yes, we can. We're doing it by we're worrying about the playoffs. We're worrying about a state championship, and sometimes numbers don't count when you're playing the team football.
Bears lead 41-12, 1:50 to go, third quarter. Ainsworth shotgun. George Hart lined up in the backfield to his right. 3 receivers to the near side. The Bears are in Buccaneer territory. Handoff, George Hart going for a little sweep play right there. Gets maybe a yard or 2 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Bears.
Yes. And Hart's doing a good job, especially with being a young running back too. You have to wait your turn at Catholic, and I love the fact that Coach is getting you playing time. That says a lot about his program too. Now he's a little different from Coach Weiner. These are the things that we're seeing that makes Fertitta unique in his style. He's playing young guys, building his program from the ground up, and that's what you have to do. You can't wait till everybody get to be seniors and play sometimes.
New running back in the game for the Bears will be number 22, Connor Stewart. We just called his name as a defensive back. Now we're seeing him at running back right there. Bears, once again, trips to the near side. Shotgun snap, and Ainsworth now is going to set up the screen pass to Stewart to the right side, but who is tackled as soon as the ball hit his hands, and that will bring up a 4th down for the Bears. 4th and 2 from the 22. They need to get to the 20 to pick up the first down.
Yes, you guys probably will see some screens tomorrow when you're watching the LSU game, but I'm going to tell you this. You have to sell the screen. The running back has to chip or either act like he's doing another play, act like he's blocking, and then you have to go out. You can't just go out to the flats. They're going to read that every time.
And the quarterback is over to the left side of the field. So 4th and 2 for the Bears. They need to get to the 20-yard line. Jackson Guest is the running back. Addison Ainsworth, shotgun quarterback. There's the snap. He's going to hand it off to Guest, who's going to go up the middle on the dive. He's trying to get to the 20, and a big push from the O-line, and they're going to get him all the way down to the 16. Pickup of 6 and a first down, Catholic High.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it. Just irrefutable. You cannot. They're the force that runs this offense. Those big guys get after it, and that's a testament to that offensive line coach and also for their training during the summer. Yep. They go to the offensive line camp, and also a lot of them wrestle. So you got to know that these guys, they come to play now.
I don't know if the wrestling has too much to do with it, but 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Of course, we're teasing folks as Coach Ben DePalma, our executive producer up here in the booth, just having a good laugh with him. Bears lead 41-12. Ainsworth, speed option right, pitch to George Hart, crosses the 15, all the way down to the 10. He'll get to the 9-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play. He stayed in bounds. The clock will run, and most likely that will be our last play of the third quarter. We'll see if something happens right here. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter, but that will be it. So through 3 quarters of play, live from the Buccaneer Stadium, Catholic High leads the Bucks 41-12. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Lamar Advertising is a proud corporate partner of Catholic High School. Since 1902, Lamar has been on a mission to partner and grow with local businesses by providing an unmatched out-of-home advertising service to all our clients. A Lamar sign is the most effective way for your business to get your message to the community. Check us out online at lamar.com or give us a call at 225-752-0200. Lamar.com or give us a call 225-752-0200. At Lamar, we are outdoor.
At Spine and Sports Injury and Rehab Centers, we are a multidisciplinary practice providing comprehensive treatment plans for all your injury needs. Whether sports, auto, or work-related injuries, we at Spine and Sports care for anything from minor spine and extremity injuries to severe herniated or bulging discs and spine and extremity injuries. Dr. Shay Corbin is a certified chiropractic sports physician and offers non-surgical options for all your injury needs. Visit www.docshay.com.
At Moro Physical Therapy, we understand the importance of keeping you in the game, in athletics, and in life. That is why we offer convenient appointment times and excellent therapists in all 10 of our locations in and around the greater Baton Rouge area. As a proud corporate partner of Catholic High School, we're excited to be a part of the Bears' success throughout the years and into the years to come. For more information on the services offered, visit www.moropt.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Moro Physical Therapy.
Welcome back, Bear Nation, to Catholic High Football. 104.5 ESPN, BruinBroadcast.com, WBTR, Channel 19, Baton Rouge, 144 Ascension. We are in the fourth quarter here, and your Catholic High School Bears lead the Buccaneers 41-12. In 5A matchup, the Bears put this one away, and they will win another district title and head into the playoffs as the number 2 seed. Kevin, everything we wanted to do coming into the game tonight.
Yes, and Coach, to win a district championship, that's something that eluded him last year. For him to be able to win it this year, it says a lot about him and handling business.
Ainsworth with the snap. He'll punt, looks towards the end zone. Incomplete pass intended for number 86, Matthew Tilley. Incomplete pass, but the Bears will have it once again. Second and a few to go. Ball's on the 10-yard line. Need to get to the 8 for a first down. Was kind of surprised right there to see Coach Fertitta go for it through the air right there.
Yes.
I tell you what, that is a big difference, too. Coach Weiner would have never let me throw a football when the backups got in there.
Never got to worry about that, brother.
I'll have to get Mr. Butler to look up my stats one of these days. I'm pretty sure there are 0 pass attempts.
Where?
So we thought there might be a flag. Doesn't look like it right now. Yeah, no, they did get something. So the Bears have moved up to the 5-yard line right there. Ainsworth shotgun. He'll roll to his left, looking down the field, looking for a man, and throws it. Ooh, intended. Looked like number 82. Nope. Can't quite see who that was down there. Trying to get a name and number on the far side. Number 12, Jackson Walker, freshman from St. Thomas More, was the intended person. So there was a penalty on the play. The Bears only had 2 yards to go, so they gave them the first down at the 5-yard line. So the Bears have it second and goal from the 5. Ainsworth, the quarterback. George Hart will be the running back. Officials are talking to each other. Bears line up 3 receivers to the far side of the football field. That's Addison Ainsworth's left. H-back looks to be number 29 for the Bears, Michael Rusk. Addison waiting on the shotgun snap from Yusuf Atkins. Good snap. Hands off to George Hart up the middle, and Hart makes them feel it. Touchdown, Catholic High.
Hey, Hart, say it with your chest. Hart, look here, man. He's doing a great job tonight. Hey, and for that play, hey, he had 11 carries for 80 yards. He just added a cap off right there, number 20. He's doing a great job, phenomenal job tonight.
Hart with the touchdown for the Bears, moves them to 47-12 here from Buccaneer Stadium with 11:38 to go in the ball game for the Catholic High Bears. Ainsworth will be doing the holding. Deep snapper looks to be number 91, Emery Duggar. And the kicker, we had so many tonight, we're going to wait to get the official number 31. Ryan DeNicola will be the kicker. So the kick was up, it's good. Bears lead 48-12, fourth quarter. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Hello, Bear fans. This is Darryl Papillon of Walters, Papillon, Thomas & Cullens, a proud partner of the Catholic High Bears. Our lawyers have 100 years of experience handling serious injury, wrongful death, and complex commercial cases. We are the alumni, parents, and children representing more than a dozen current and former Catholic high school Bears or alumni of other schools of the Brothers of the Sacred Heart. Go Bears!
We have a new player on the field, and he's ready for kickoff with a delicious Coca-Cola. The Kick. Ice giving him a little trouble as a few cubes shake loose. He's probably going to pour it here. He does. The liquid cuts through an opening. That Coca-Cola's looking pretty good. Can he go all the way? He's going for it. He did it! And just listen to that fizz! Thousands of bubbles jumping in excitement. That might have been the most refreshing thing that I've ever seen. Coca-Cola. Taste the feel.
88. Wait.
Welcome back, Bear Nation. Catholic High football. 11:38 to go in the ball game. Catholic High leads the Buccaneers 48-12. Another freshman on the kick for the Bears. 86, Kylan Dupree from St. Teresa, the true freshman on the kick for the Bears. Kicking off from the 40. Are there no true freshmen in high school, Ben? Is that not a thing? Okay.
I was going to say, like,
and the kick will roll all the way into the end zone.
His shirt freshman.
And that's where the Buccaneers will start on the 20. 11:38 to go in the ball game, Kevin. Kevin, first key, finish.
Yes.
Unless something drastic happens right here, the Bears will get that one done.
Yes. The Bears are doing a great job. And Coach mentioned it, too, in his halftime. He wanted to see them finish. Everybody else want to see them finish as well. They're looking at some things to finish this season out before we start the next half of our season. And that's what they're doing for him tonight. And it's young guys finishing the season, though, Dixon. That's what I like.
So the Bears will come out on defense. Buccaneers will start on the 20-yard line. We'll see if the Buccaneers do any substitutions as well. We'll also try to get you the Bear defensive players that are out there. Number 49 for the Bears, Brody Turnley in at linebacker. Number 12, Jay Arsamont, defensive back. Noble's going to roll left. He's going to throw it down the field. Has the receiver, number 11, Jerome Johnson, who's able to break away from the Bear defenders. And there's the Bears stripping the football. Ball's on the field, and the Bears are unable to fall on it. They strip the football, but the Buccaneers come away with it at the 26-yard line.
Wow.
Great pursuit by the Bears right there.
Wow.
But the Buccaneers will pick up a huge first down and move all the way into Bear territory at the 25-yard line. You saw that one coming, the way he was holding the football. The Bears practice on that so much.
Yes, and the Bears do a good job there of chasing that guy down and going after the ball. And here it is. Sometimes the ball does bounce your way, man, and it bounced the Buccaneers' way tonight, man. They've been getting a lot of breaks, and they're showing the coaches that they're ready to play.
Great pursuit by that Bear defense, just not quite able to come away with the football. DeMarco Nobles, quarterback, number 30, Desmond Robertson. He'll get the pass, and he'll throw it near sideline number 16, Malik Mitchell, who's going to be taken down to the 21-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play. They'll have it 2nd and 4 from the 21.
Yeah, the stats are really show that our passing defense have really it's not great, but I think that's some of the things we do need to work on in this actually that 1 week off. I think that's something that we do need to work on our pass defense this year. We've been getting up a lot of yards through the air.
Let's try to get some more of these Bear defenders that are out there. Number 33, Caleb Bowers, defensive back. 45, Evan DeRuin, defensive back. Nobles at quarterback. He'll have 2 receivers to both sides. Running backs lined up behind him. Not sure they were set right there.
They were.
And that's what they're going to say. False starts. That'll push them back to the original line of scrimmage right there for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, number 22, he was looking like he's looking at the booth. He's looking back at the sideline like that's not out to play. And that'll make a coach upset because we've been working these sets all year, brother. You have to come, that we're running this and get set and don't hurt us.
DC Schill in at defensive lineman for the Bears. Alex Frugier in at linebacker for the Bears. Another update from our New Orleans. Brother Martin leads Jesuit 16-8 in the fourth quarter. That'll be a game to watch as those teams are currently listed as the 7 and the 6 seed. Nobles gets the pass, throws it to the far sideline. It drops incomplete, so it will be 3rd and 10 for the Buccaneers at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, they just can't put together anything on us, and that's just execution and discipline at this point. They're shooting themselves in the foot, and, hey, the Bears are taking, we'll take it, man. We're taking it, and we're still playing out here, and these young guys are still showing they have some fight in them.
Buccaneers now 3rd and 10. The ball's the 26-yard line right here. The Bears defense really want to take a lot of pride, that Black Hat defense, to only keep them to 12 points on the night. Shotgun snap, good. He's dropping back, looking for a pass, getting a little bit of pressure. Gets around the Bear defensive end. Now he's going to throw it up towards the end zone, and a man is in the end zone and makes the reception for the touchdown Buccaneers. That's number 6, Donald Jones, with the touchdown for the Buccaneers. That puts 6 more points on the board. Now the score is Catholic High 48, Buccaneers 18.
These young, they're still playing ball, and I tell you what, this is a textbook from a defensive back. If the quarterback scrambles, find a guy, turn and find a guy. That's what they taught me in the NFL. Do not run and look at him. Do not look at that guy. Find a guy to be on, and you face him and guard him, just like basketball.
So once again, the Buccaneers will not kick an extra point. The offense is going to stay on the field. Nobles will be in at quarterback. Desmond Robertson, number 30, is the running back. 2 twins to each side, 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Robinson's lined up right behind him. They're going to fake the handoff, sweep to the far side of the field, and number 16, Malik Mitchell, is able to score the 2-point conversion.
2 points.
So Catholic High maintains their lead just a little bit closer now for the Buccaneers. It's Catholic High 48, Buccaneers 20. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors. And we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, and celebrations. Walk-Ons, it's game day with a taste of Louisiana.
Welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football, 10:24 to go in the ball game. Bears lead 48-20 here versus the Broadmoor Buccaneers. Division I Catholic High 8-1, 4-0 in district play. After tonight, we'll go to 9-1 of the season, 5-0 in district play, and we'll win that district championship. You know, Kevin, a little bit different back in the day when you won the district.
Yes.
That got you into the playoffs. That meant a little bit more than it does now, but still the first goal your season is still to win the district.
Win the district, dominate your district, and let everybody in the area know that Catholic High is still back on top, and we still are the big dogs on the yard. We are the big dogs in this district right now, and let everybody know that.
We'll try to give you a couple more score updates from around the city and the state as the playoffs will begin for the Bears in 2 weeks, as we will get a bye next week, next Friday. So number 86, Diego Varela, off to kick off for the Buccaneers, kicking off from the 40. Last time he onside kick. He's going to onside kick again, and this time great job by the Bear defender just to hop on the football right there. We'll see who that was. That was number 26, Tranauskas, right there. Great job by Michael Tranauskas to get the onside kick. And the Bears will start this possession at the 49-yard line. Folks, an admissions update. Hey, future Bear families, CHS is currently accepting applications for the 2019-2020 school year. All applications for admission next year are due on November 16th. You can find the application information on the admissions process at catholichigh.org. Check out all the great things at catholichigh.org. Can still remember more where I got my interview, Kevin, for Catholic High.
Yeah, I remember.
Main hallway right there.
Yes.
Still remember it like it was yesterday.
Yes.
Ainsworth back in at quarterback. He'll lead the Bears here. 10:24 to go in the ballgame. Shotgun snap. He's going to roll left, looking for receiver down the field. Has a man in the middle. That's number 28 for the Bears. Ebenezer Agray, junior receiver, makes the reception all the way down to the 30-yard line, and he will pick up a first down, Catholic High.
Good job, Ebenezer, man. Catch that ball. Hey, you had to catch it twice, but then when you got it, you went straight up the field with it. You held on tight to it. So what more can you ask to catch a ball, you young guy to catch a ball in the game? Good job, young man. Big target, too. Good job.
How far was that, Kev?
21 yards.
21 yards for Ebenezer. What a great reception right there for the Bears. So,
yeah, we had interviews. Yes, we did.
Mr. Butler's over here telling us they didn't even have interviews back in the day. You know why they started that, Mr. Butler? Because y'all's class. They're like, we better start interviewing some of these kids now. 9:37 to go, ball game. Ainsworth going for the money ball, throwing it up to the end zone, looking for Ebenezer again. Incomplete pass, and he'll have it 2nd and 10 from the 30.
Yes, he's still on to that big guy, usually when they're hot. And I like the Bears getting that passing game going, letting the young guys throw the ball around in their varsity game. It does something for your confidence, and I think that's what he's building here. He's building a good confidence with these young guys.
Hey, Ebenezer's a great-looking wide receiver right there. Just a junior, another name we'll be calling again next year. Addison Ainsworth, quarterback, Bears the 30. They're heading left to right, heading into the end zone. Hands off to Jackson Guest on the dive, 25-20, all the way down to the 18-yard line. He picks up first down, Catholic High.
Yeah, Guest hits those holes. And what I like about the whole running back by committee we have, they hit the hole. They are not scared to hit that ball up in there. And some of these guys, these new age running backs, they want to bounce everything. Catholic High running backs, they take it, they tuck it, and they run straight ahead.
Great job right there by the H-back, Braden Wilkinson. So timeout, Broadmoor on the field. 9:11 to go in the ball game. Catholic High leads 48-20. We'll be right back. Bruin Broadcast Network.
Football and investing have something in common. The stronger the team, the stronger the results. Let the team at Altus Wealth Management of Jesse Daigle, Mickey Guidry, Ronnie Brown, Brad Ewing, Wally McMakin, Jeremy Perk, John Reeder, and John Stewart be on your side for all of your investment needs. From IRA to 401k, Altus Wealth is the team for you. Call them today, 225-201-9300, or visit altuswealthmgt.com. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Genos Wealth Management, member FINRA SIPC.
Shoppers Value, a proud corporate sponsor of Catholic High School, invites you to stop by one of our 18 locations in Louisiana and Mississippi to stock up on all your grocery needs. Our cost-plus pricing offers you great value along with a quality selection of groceries, meat, and produce. Let us be your one-stop location. Shoppers Value, locally owned and operated, a proud family legacy of 3 Catholic High graduates, and a proud supporter of Catholic High School.
Welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football. An illegal procedure against the Bears right there. Was 1st and 10, so now they're going to have it 1st and 15 on the play. Ball will be pushed back to the 23-yard line for the Bears. Heading left to right, 9:08 to go in the ball game. We're live from Broadmoor High School, Buccaneer Field. Catholic High Bears 48-20 so far over the Buccaneers. Addison Ainsworth shotgun. He'll hand off to Jackson Guest on the dive, right side, looking for a blocker in front of him. Crosses the 20 down to the 16-yard line, and he'll have it 2nd and 10.
The Catholic High School open house is set for Thursday, November 8th, beginning at 4:30 p.m. Students in grades 5th through 8th and their families are invited to take a glimpse at life as a CHS Bear and see that all Catholic has to offer. Please make plans to attend. No registration is necessary.
Bruin broadcast executive producer Bishop bringing you that read right there of the Catholic High School open house. Hey, come to the open house, folks, and you'll see Bishop and all the Bruin Broadcast Network kids doing live shots. Addison Ainsworth handoff. Jackson Guest up the middle, looking for a blocker, crosses the 10, still on his feet. 5-4 and battling all the way down to the 3-yard line. Jackson Guest, first down, Catholic High.
Yeah, Jackson Guest is going to be a guy that I look to. I look at his size. You look at him, he's a really big guy. And I tell you what, in the booth, we play young guys too, man. To see that young guy be able to come and do this broadcast with us, man, and to be able to do this announcement that says a lot. Hey, we play young guys in the booth too, baby. Hey, this coach up here. Hey, we play young guys too, man.
Bishop, what grade you in? What grade you in? What grade you in? He's only a sophomore. We're just letting a sophomore read live on the air, Coach DePalma. Addison Ainsworth shotgun. 1st and goal to go from the 3. 3 receivers to the far side. Jackson Guest, the running back. Addison Ainsworth shouldn't keep it, and he crosses the goal line. Ainsworth scores. Catholic High extends the lead 54-20.
Hey, man, rumble, young man, rumble. Chief, hey, your people proud of you, man. Make your mama and daddy proud, brother. Make your uncle proud. And that's what he did on that play. He made his whole family proud. Congrats to the Ainsworth family on that one. Good job.
Ainsworth with his first rushing touchdown of his career right there as he puts the Bears up 54-20 with 7:47 to go in the ball game. On to kick the extra point for the Bears, number 91, Emery Duggar. Ainsworth will do the holding here. 7:47 to go in the ball game. Bears lead 54-20, waiting on the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and she's good. With 7:47 to go in the ball game, Bears lead 55-20. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Join us for Catholic High School's 32nd Annual Open House, Thursday, November 8th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Young men in grades 6 through 8th and their parents are invited to tour the campus, meet CHS faculty and students, and experience firsthand what makes the CHS experience so special. CHS Open House, Thursday, November 8th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. For more information, visit catholichigh.org.
Hello, my name is Paul Ross from the class of 1987, and I'm the current Catholic High Men's Club president. Since 1930, the Catholic High Men's Club has provided service and funding to Catholic High. The Men's Club membership drive is now underway, and for just $30 a year or $300 for a lifetime membership, you too can become a part of this tradition. The Men's Club sponsors the weekly football broadcast and actively supports many programs at CHS. Please provide your support by joining or renewing your membership now on the Men's Club page at catholichi.org.
Welcome back, Bear Nation, to Catholic High Football here on 104.5 ESPN, BruinBroadcast.com, and WBTR. Channel 19, Baton Rouge, 144 in Ascension. Your Catholic High Bears lead the Broadmoor Buccaneers 55-20 with 7:47 to go in the ballgame. Kickoff for the Bears. Back to receive. They're going to let it bounce. No, he's going to take it there at the 15-yard line. Coming to the near sideline. Slips and taken down by number 28 for the Bears. Hey, that's the wide receiver. Ebenezer Gray on the tackle right there. And the Buccaneers will start on the 25-yard line.
Hey, Ebenezer looked like he was shot out of a missile, man. He went out there with reckless abandon, man. He was trying to hit some people. I love it, man. I love these young guys playing in this varsity game, actually hitting people. I love it.
And don't think they don't like hitting other people as well. All season, as you remember being the scout team, the first team offensive defense, just laying it on you.
Yes.
Oh, Tasman Knockham, Brandon Harrison, Brad
you remember
Peavy,
the names.
Philip Ray.
You remember.
Oh, Neil Bro, tight end. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Crushed me.
Yes.
All right. Nobles back in at quarterback. Shotguns and look to the near sideline. Big Bear call right there. Once again, the tip is caught by the Buccaneer. Cannell Tyler comes down with a reception. Pickup of 6 on the play. They'll have it 2nd and 4.
Keep playing. Let the ball keep bouncing, man. They're getting so many tips tonight. It's to the Buck. They keep playing, man. They keep playing on and on and on. So I have to give it to them tonight. They're not letting up. So
7 minutes to go in the ballgame. Bears lead 55-20. Buccaneers have the football at the 31-yard line. They're going to say only picked up 5 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 31. Nobles the quarterback. He's got 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side, double twins. Running back lined up to the left. High snap over his head. He comes down with it, looking for a receiver down the field. Going to throw the moon ball. Defender for the Bears slips. And then the Buccaneers able to make the reception. Number 9, Cannell Tyler, all the way down to the 28-yard line. They're going to call a penalty. Looks like pass interference. We're not sure if it's against the Bears or the Buccaneers. We'll see what they say right here. 2 flags came down. And I can't tell if he's going to say it's against the Buccaneers or if we're pushing them back. And they will be pass interference against the Buccaneers. So that will offset the long throw and catch.
Yes, shooting themselves in the foot, man. That's what I see. They're a good team, but they shoot themselves in the foot,
So our first final that folks might be listening in for, Brother Martin takes down Jesuit tonight. So the 7 seed coming into the night takes out the 6 seed. So it will be interesting to see. Brother Martin will move up to the 5 seed, and whether or not Jesuit will become the 8th seed or the 7th seed now with that loss. So, folks, don't forget tomorrow we will get the official power ranking scores to find out who we play, when, and where. Nobles gets the snap, throws it across the field, has the receiver. He now comes back near sideline. That's number 6, Donald Jones. Stays inbounds and finally taken out of bounds by the Bears. Another flag comes down, most likely a horse collar or a face mask.
Yeah, when the ref threw it down there, I saw it right around his head. He kind of got high on it. And every time you get high, you cannot leave it up to the ref. He's going to throw that flag. And she on that note.
Yeah, it is neat. I think that is a woman official down there, right?
Yes.
That's really cool to see.
Miss Cotton, and Miss Cotton is doing a very good job. And
awesome.
Edwin Flores is her brother-in-law, and he works at the YMCA.
I've heard good people work over there. I've heard good people.
Quite a few, man.
Yep.
Quite a few.
Yep.
William Valentine. I want to say hello to him. Shout out to William Valentine and all the crew at YMCA. Love you guys.
All right, folks, I'm trying to get some more score updates from around the state. As we've just been told, Brother Martin has taken down Jesuit. The other game we were looking at was Evangel football was taking on Shreve. So a handoff for Nobles here near sideline. He goes out of bounds, crosses midfield. He'll get all the way out to the 47-yard line, picks up the first down. 6 minutes to go in the ballgame. Bears lead 55-20. And a great performance tonight for the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears are lighting it up tonight, and I must say the young guys are doing a great job. The Bears played well tonight, and I'm happy about their performance, especially the young guys.
Young guys, really great to see them performing tonight, and most guys that This would be their last chance to play in the season because once you get in the playoffs, starters will come back.
Yes.
So Nobles will have it 1st and 10. Shuffle pass to number 16, far sideline, Malik Mitchell, able to stay in bounds, picks up enough for another first down for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, the Buccaneers are still fighting. They're going to fight to the very end, and that's something that they inherited. Coach, I know Coach personally. I want to tell you about Elliot Wilkins. I know him personally. He actually gave me a ride home a couple times when I was riding the bus. He's a great guy. He actually played at Broadmoor. He has a good group of guys to work with, and I think they're going to build. They have something to work with to build.
So the Buccaneers get another first down. 5:30 to go in the ball game. They have now entered Catholic High territory. Ball's at the 31-yard line. Bears lead 55-20 here from Buccaneer Stadium. Nobles comes near sideline. Shuffle pass to number 22, Jason Jackson, who's taken down by the Bear defender after a pickup of 4. He'll have it 2nd and 6 from the 28-yard line. 5 minutes to go in the ball game.
5 minutes to go until the season's in the can. Just looking back on the season, I want to say thank you guys for letting me be a part of it, and it's been a great run, man. As an old humble guy, old football player, for to be coming here with Dixon, this young gunner, I call him. It's a great deal. The Bears showed me a lot this year, and I'm really impressed by them. They really did.
The Bears showed me a lot as well. Got some moments, look like the old flash and dash out there. Always fun to see. So Nobles gets the high handoff. He'll hand it off to number 2, Drevin Hunter, going far sideline, taken down by the Bear defender. Nice job coming up and making the tackle. We'll try to get a number of that young man far side of the football field.
22?
40, Ben? What do we got over there? So, 49?
49, 44.
It might be 44, Jared Lorio from St. Aloysius, or 49, Christopher Ribio from linebacker from Mercy. So, the freshman jerseys are just a little bit different, a little bit harder to read than the varsity jerseys. So they're going to hand it off 3rd and 1 right there. Running back, he's going to get enough for the first down. Takes us into the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola red zone with 3:58 to go in the ball game. Bears lead 55-20. They're going to bring home a victory and bring home a 5-5A district championship.
Hey, what does this say, Dixon, about us? About open house next week, and we played all these young players, man. It sets the stage for a great open house. We got all these young players. They're going to come through and see their old guy that played last week. It's going to be a great place. You guys need to come out for that. It really is.
Nobles, shotgun snap, looking for the option. He's just going to keep it left side, and finally taken down by a Bear defender. They're not going to call a horse car on the play. He's able to get all the way down to the 10-yard line. Pickup of 8. He'll have it 2nd and 2 from the 10-yard line. 3 minutes, 25 seconds to go. There's no horse collar in high school football. Come on, Dixon, lock it up. Terrible call.
Come on,
even
no horse collar.
Even my grandma Ruthie and her friend Coco listening to Blake knew that one.
Hey, Miss Coco, how you doing? Hey, Miss Coco.
Trying to make David Butler smile.
Yes.
Stone cold stats focused over here, typing away. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Bears lead 55-20. Shotgun snap. Not the quarterback, Nobles. That's number 6, Donald Jones. He's just going to keep it left side. He'll go out of bounds. He will pick up, though, the first down. So the Buccaneers will have it 1st and goal from the 6.
And looked like he opened the wrong way, and that's just been a young quarterback. He opened the wrong way and went the wrong way. Everybody else went to the other way. His blockers went to the other way. But, hey, remember, he had that long run earlier, too, guys.
Yeah, quite the athlete out there. One thing I talked about with Coach Fertitta in the interview, playmakers, they got plenty of them out there on Broadmoor's team.
Yes, they do.
And we saw that a couple times tonight with those big plays. I don't know what's going on in front of us, Kevin. The folks can't quite see on the TV screen. We have the electric slide going down on the track.
Yes. Woo! I taped it for Twitter. You guys need to go on and Facebook. I actually had it on there. They did a good job for the senior night for the cheerleaders, and they was electric sliding and Cupid Shuffle. Can you do the Cupid Shuffle?
Oh, I can crush a Cupid Shuffle. Don't y'all worry about that, though. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout in the booth. 2:49 to go in the ball game. Bears lead 55-20. We'll be right back. Bruin Broadcast Network.
Catholic High School is proud to announce that 17 seniors have been recognized in the 2019 National Merit Scholarship Program. CHS had 11 students qualify as National Merit semifinalists and 6 recognized as National Merit commended students. Congratulations to these outstanding young men. We are Catholic proud. Join us for Catholic High School's 32nd Annual Open House, Thursday, November 8th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Young men in grades 6 through 8th and their parents are invited to tour the campus, meet CHS faculty and students, and experience firsthand what makes the CHS.
Welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football, direct snap to number 7, Patrick Lee, and he just falls after a loss of 5 on the play, but there is a flag on the play. Looks like a false start against the Buccaneers, so that will push them back again. 2:45 to go in the ballgame. So far from around the state, John Curtis is beating Shaw, so John Curtis will be the number 1 seed in the playoffs. Shaw will be seed number 12. Kind of coming in, we knew that one. Catholic High is going to win tonight. They're going to keep their number 2 seed in the playoffs. Brother Martin defeated Jesuit. Jesuit was 6, Brother Martin was 7, so at least we know they will flip. Not sure whether or not Evangel wins if Brother Martin can move up to number 5. Nobles drops back looking for the receiver, number 16, incomplete. Malik Mitchell, incomplete pass. They'll have it 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, the Buccaneers are still going to go deep, and I'll be looking for the pass, too, because the running is not working for them, and the defensive backs have been known to let a pass go over them, so they're probably going to look to throw the ball here into the end zone.
Whistle. Oh, you know what it is? So you can't have music playing during the game on the sideline. The referee is coming over now. So we have officially cut off the Cupid Shuffle here at Broadmoor.
Okay.
Unbelievable. I was digging it.
Only at Broadmoor.
I was digging it.
Yes.
As Kevin says, only at Broadmoor. 2:38 to go till the end of the game. Catholic High leads 55-20. Here at Broadmoor. Broadmoor's in the Baton Rouge Coca-Cola red zone. 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line. Nobles, their normal quarterback, is back in. He's got 2 receivers to each side. Running back lined up to his left. Going to drop back, looking for a receiver in the end zone. Going to throw it up, high pointing the football, and the Bear defender is just going to bat it down. That's number 3, Benji Gordon, the freshman from St. Jude, getting in on the game and knocking that football down. Great job right there by Benji. It'll be 3rd and goal from the Buccaneers from the 12-yard line.
And keeping everything in front of you. That's what I like to see. They had a guy from Catholic on the corner. Keeping all that stuff in front of you. Do not let nobody out of your sight and keep everything in front of you. I love it.
So the Buccaneers have it 3rd and goal from the 12. Of course, we know they're in 4-down territory right here. It is only 3rd, but we know if they don't get it here, they're going to keep going for it. Shotgun snap. Noble's going to roll to the right, looking into the end zone, looking for somebody. Pumps fake, still looking for somebody. He's going to throw a bullet to the back of the end zone. Is he in? Waiting to see what the call is. They're going to say no, out of bounds. So it will be 4th and goal from the 12. How about this, Kevin? 4th quarter score. Evangel 20, Captain Tree 14. 9 minutes to go in the ball game. So that'll be one for the Bear fans to keep an eye on.
That's a big one, man.
Yep, because that could flip a script right there. And Evangel could be on our side of the bracket. If they were to lose that one, then they would come on our side of the bracket. So interesting things going on in the power rankings right now. Never quite know. What we do know is the Bears are going to win tonight, but let's see if they get a final stop on the Buccaneers right here. 2:16 to go. Nobles got it. He's rolling left, looking for receivers, going to tuck it and run, and the Bear Black Hat defense is going to say, not tonight, and they're going to stop him short of the goal line, and the Bears will take over on downs. Great job, Black Hat defense.
Yeah, what they did was they kind of all just swamped him. He kind of was trying to turn the corner. At some point, the rush got him and the backside pursuit got him, and they were able to swamp him on that one.
Less than 2 minutes to go from Ascension. EA is up on Sandoval, so the Spartans will end up as the 2nd-ranked team in 5A. Of course, they're in 5A, public schools, so they'll play in the different playoffs. So Catholic High, they're going to spot the football here, Kevin, for the 2nd time tonight. Catholic High is going to be coming out of our end zone at the 1-yard line. This time, though, 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go, 3 plays, and the game will come to an end.
I can guarantee that they're pretty much going to run the ball and run the clock out. They're not going to do anything fancy, and that's just how Coach Watiti is. And, yes. No, can't take a knee.
Yeah, can't take a knee right here. And it will be Ainsworth will be coming out as the quarterback. Looks like Cohen Allen, Landry Kurth, Cole Miller, Sam Cole, Yusuf Atkins, and Zach Boulay. Offensive line here for the Bears. Waiting on the snap. Ainsworth is halfway into the end zone. Gets the snap, and now he's looking to throw. He's going to throw it down the field, looking for the receiver, number 33. That was Holtz, the freshman, unable to see anything. Bears were going really big time right there. Get out of the end zone. 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yeah, it looks like he was going to throw an out cut to the sticks, and he ran a post. So something was off on that one, and I think it usually most, like you said, it's pretty much the wide receiver. Quarterbacks are never wrong, man. They're never wrong.
Thank you. I agree with that. That's a true freshman wide receiver right there, Coach DePalma, that's thinking that pass too. So Ainsworth's at quarterback, halfway in his end zone. 2nd and 10 to go from the 1. Snap, he's going to hand it off. That's George Hart. Goes left side, 5, gets all the way out to the 9-yard line. Very close to a first, probably just 1 yard short. So 3rd and 1 from the 9, 1:45 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, they're just going to run the ball out and give it to Hart. Hart or Guest. Guest and Hart really have been doing a good job. I want to see Guest get some more carries. I just like that kid. He's just a good kid to me. He's been doing a hard, big bulky kid. Good job. Yeah, good stout kid. He could look like a wrestler too, man. Look like he could get a wrestler or a baseball player.
Yeah, really.
That's what he looks like.
Really thick. Really
wrestler or
thick.
baseball player.
Has
Yes.
that Coach DePalma look to him?
Yes.
Ainsworth at quarterback. Hart once again running back. 3 receivers to the near side. Snap a little bit off right there. Flag before the play, and it's actually going to be defensive, offensive side against the Buccaneers. That'll be 5 yards, and the Bears will pick up a first down on the penalty.
Yes, looked like a direct snap coming to him almost. Yeah, he snapped.
Now at this point, if you wanted to, 1:13 to go, we can snap and victory formation. Yep.
Snap it and kneel it, and we call it a night.
This is something interesting, though. You know, when I remember these days when you're in there, you've been doing shotgun the whole time, then you go for that first snap underneath, you go for victory.
You drop it.
A little bit awkward. So Ainsworth's going to stay in the shotgun here. Jackson Guest, number 12, will be the running back. 3 receivers to the near sideline. Game clock, 1:09 to go in the ball game. He's waiting for the back official to give him the 10-second sign on the play clock. Don't forget, folks, stick around. We're going to have a live interview with Coach Gabe Fertitta. Snap, handoff. No, they're going to throw it over the middle. Number 29, the H-back has it, and he's across the 40, 45, 50, crosses midfield, and taken down all the way at the 35-yard line. Number 29, Michael Rust, the H-back. First down, Catholic High.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Hey, man, he knew the guy was going to catch him. He tried to give it everything he got, man. So that's a great play because it was wide open. Let that young man catch the ball, and we don't throw to him a lot, but seeing him run down that field did my heart well. It really did. I love it.
Shout out to my classmate, John Quito. We call that the Y delay. Ran that play to win our JV national championship in 2003.
Wow.
51 yards by Michael Russ. Ainsworth to Russ right there. 44 seconds to go in the ball game. Bears lead 55-20. Just waiting for this one to end here. Game clock's running. This will be most likely the last play of the ball game. Thank you to all those listening on 104.5 ESPN, BruinBroadcast.com, and WBTR Baton Rouge 19, 144 in Ascension. There's the shotgun snap, handoff. That's number 23 for the Bears. Shannon Hilaire, he's going to take it down to the 31-yard line, and that will be the last play of the game. Your Catholic High School Bears, the 2018 Bears, 9-1, District 5, 5A champions, Kevin.
Sounds good, man. It sounds good and feel good. And for her coach, I love it. I love it for him, and I love it for these guys, man.
Hey, don't forget, folks, if you're listening to us on 104.5 ESPN, tune in for a complete recap for tonight's action with the Lake After Hours, Lake Urgent Care, Louisiana Prep scoreboard. Join Gordy Rush, Cade Wazan, Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and a cast of thousands as they update scores statewide, get insights from correspondents in New Orleans, Acadiana, and North Louisiana, and speak with victorious head coaches. Listen after our broadcast right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, or watch them tonight on CST. You can also watch and listen live on demand, 1045ESPN.com, or the free 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app. Thank you to all the support from the Louisiana Prep scoreboard guys. We appreciate everything you do for Catholic High football and all of us at Catholic High. We're waiting now for Coach Gabe Fertitta for our post-game interview, brought to you by Shoppers Value. Waiting to put the headset on him over here. Waiting for our camera to zoom in on him as well. Give him the headset, give him the mic. All right.
I need the headset.
Hey, Coach, you need that headset? Did you get it? Did you get the headset?
It's a fancy mic y'all got here.
We're trying to make the district champion coach look good. Congratulations, Coach. 9-1 on the season. District 5A champions. Got to be proud of this football team.
Yeah, real proud of them. Real proud of all the guys that got in tonight and represented us well. And we'll get a week off next week to heal up and get rested, and then it'll be on to the tournament.
To the tournament. We're heading to the playoffs. We're going to be the 2 seed. We're not quite sure what's happening around the state right now. We're going to fill folks in on that. But, hey, Coach, talk about tonight, all these young guys and how well they represented Catholic High in the football program.
Yeah, a lot of young guys got in the game. I mean, there were some freshmen out there executing well and just proud of them, proud of the effort they gave, and the coaching staff. There's a lot of places where the 2s, the 3s, and the backups don't get coached, and our coaching staff coaches everybody, and so proud of them too.
And we just got to ask you one final thing as Rudy hands you a little drink right there. What was the drop kick all about with Matthew Goodson?
Well, he does it really well. I mean, he's good at it, and it's legal, and you get 1 point for it, so we just let it rip.
Hey, you let it rip and you let it win tonight, Coach. Congratulations. District champions. The Bears are off to the playoffs. Have a great week.
Appreciate it, Dixon. Go Bears.
That was Coach Gabe Fertitta on our Shoppers Value postgame. Don't forget, folks, we'll be right back after this with scoring, highlight, and stats from the great ones in the booth, David Butler and Kevin Franklin. We'll be right back after this. Your Bears win tonight. First, the Buccaneers. We'll be right back on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Welcome to Slocal. Slocal is an educational initiative that allows you to give back to a school while supporting local businesses. Sign up in 3 easy steps, and 25% of your subscription will go back to a school of your choice, all while you enjoy savings and offers from your favorite local businesses. It's as simple as finding a business, opening the page, and redeeming the offer. Go to www.getslocalapp.com to find out more today.
After decades of duplicating, we're going digital, providing our customers with the latest technology and exceptional customer service.
Before, years ago, we just simply used a copy machine to copy, but now we're able to copy and print and scan and email, and that just with one machine. That makes everything easier. Not only do they sell the product and guarantee it, they back it up and they service that product.
Call us now for all of your digital office products. BRDP, experience no one can copy.
Catholic High football, a tradition. The 4A Insurance Agency knows about traditions, as the 4A Insurance Agency has been serving the insurance needs of Baton Rouge since 1946. The 4A Agency can use the experience to give you the right amount of insurance tailored to your specific needs. For your home, auto, boat, or for your commercial insurance requirements, including general liability, property, and workers' compensation. The 4A Insurance Agency uses the most respected and stable companies in the world to protect your future and your tradition. And go Bears! Post-game statistics brought to you by Hannes T. Bourgeois, CPAs and business advisors. Good teamwork is an asset both on the field and in the business world. The Hannes T. Bourgeois team has been working with businesses across Louisiana. Catholic High football, a tradition. The 4A Insurance Agency knows about traditions, as the 4A Insurance Agency has been serving the insurance needs of Baton Rouge since 1946. The 4A Agency can use the experience to give you the right amount of insurance tailored to your specific needs. For your home, auto, boat, or for your commercial insurance requirements, including general liability, property, and workers' compensation. The 4A Insurance Agency uses the most respected and stable companies in the world to protect your future. Post-game statistics brought to you by Hannes T. Bourgeois, CPAs and business advisors. Good teamwork is an asset both on the field and in the business world. The Hannes T. Bourgeois team has been working with businesses across Louisiana for more than 90 years. They offer a wide range of accounting, audit, assurance, and tax services, as well as litigation and advisory services to clients of all sizes. Not all CPA firms are the same. Experience the Hannes T. Bourgeois difference.
Welcome back, Bear fans. Catholic High football. Your Bears defeat the Buccaneers 55-20. Let's take it up to the great ones now, David Butler and Kevin Franklin, for our second half recap and the stats.
Thank you, Dixon. Catholic led 34-6 at the end of the first half. Broadmoor scored on their very first play of the second half. It was a 63-yard pass from Donald Jones to Donald Jones from DeMarco Nobles. They went for the 2-point conversion. That failed, and Catholic High led 34-12. Catholic added one score in the third quarter, 6:51 to go in the quarter. Landon O'Connor, a 4-yard run. Logan LeBlanc added the point after. That was a 9-play, 62-yard drive, and it was 41-12 in favor of Catholic. There were 3 scores in the fourth quarter, 2 by Catholic, 1 by Broadmoor. Catholic scored at the beginning of the fourth quarter, 11:38 to go in the game. George Hart, a 5-yard run. Ron DeNicola, the point after, 13 plays, 64 yards on that drive, 5:47 on the possession. Catholic led 48-12. Broadmoor scored with 10:24 to go in the game. Donald Jones, a 26-yard pass from DeMarco Nobles. Malik Mitchell ran for the 2-point conversion. That was a 4-play, 80-yard drive. 1:14 on the possession, 48-20 in favor of Catholic. And the final score came with 7:47 to go in the game. It was Addison Ainsworth, a 3-yard run. Emery Dugar, the point after. That was a 6-play, 51-yard drive, and Catholic wins 55-20.
Yeah, that was a great job, Mr. Butler. And so some stats that stick out to me is right away the first downs. Catholic High had 27 first downs to Broadmoor 16. As you know, our passing yards really stand out to me. We had 256. Broadmoor had 248, which was kind of offset, but they did throw the ball around a lot. With the total offense, was Catholic 4 had 64 plays for 510 yards. That's a lot of yards. Broadmoor had 51 for 353 yards. That was really good. Red zone scores Catholic was 6 for 6. So that says, hey, we get in the red zone, especially for those young guys. George Hart led the rushing attack with 13 rushes for 96 yards and with a touchdown. O'Connor had 9 for 50 yards with a touchdown. And Jackson Thomas, he lit it up tonight. He had 12 attempts for 10 catches, 117 yards and a touchdown. And Singleton had 3 for 43 yards. McGaffey had 2 for 74. So all around it was a good job. Donald Johnson, that stands out to me for the Bucks. He had 5 catches for 127 yards. That was big. That was big for him. Donald Johnson, the wide receiver.
Well, you know what's interesting? How many Catholic kickers kicked extra points tonight?
Yes.
That's 4.
Yes.
4. We never see that. Just so we get them. Matthew Goodson, Logan LeBlanc, Ryan DeNicola, and Emery Dugar.
Wow.
4. Can't remember that.
Guys.
Good job.
Great job for the Bears, setting records tonight. They beat the Buccaneers 55-20. We'll be right back as we wrap up the postgame show on the Bruin Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Tim Barfield, and this is my wife, Nan. We're the chair couple for the 2018-19 Fun for Catholic High School Parents Appeal. Catholic High has meant so much to our family through 4 generations. My grandfather attended St. Vincent's Academy, my father graduated in 1953, and I'm a graduate of the class of 1982. Our oldest son, Thomas, is a 2014 graduate, and our youngest son, Daniel, is a member of the class of 2020.
Our family has always believed in the foundation that Catholic High School provides, an education that is second to none in our community, exceptional athletics and extracurricular activities, and the teaching of gospel values according to the Catholic tradition.
Your support for the Fund for Catholic High School will help maintain our high standards and our competitive position while remaining affordable for all families. We hope you will join us in defining the difference for our students by supporting the Fund for Catholic High School. Your tax-deductible gift will help advance the mission and directly support the programs and initiatives that allow our young men to learn and grow each day. Every gift counts. No gift is too large or too small.
Thank you for your support, and we hope you and your sons have a great school year.
And welcome back, Bear fans, to the Shoppers Value post-game showing. We're joined here for a little recap, Kevin, of the game tonight. You know, I thought a great performance for the Bears. Let's talk about your keys and recap, kind of like we always do, grade them tonight. First key, finish, finish, finish.
Yes, they were dominating all year with running the ball. We found it the second half of the season that I saw that we were really dominating that ground game, and they kept it going. And they finished the stats out with that, and that's what I'm really proud of them this year. And they threw the ball around well, especially for a backup, man.
Yeah.
Backup quarterback.
Hey, those backup quarterbacks,
You know about that.
better than you think they are. Continuing the defensive dominance.
Yes, I would say that they gave away 20 points, but you got to realize that we were playing a lot of younger guys, and still in all, that still makes our average, if you average it out, we're still going to average probably about 12 to 15 or so points. That's a low percentage in the second half in your district. That's a low percentage. I don't think there's other people that has that stat except us.
Great job for the Bears. And finally, Kevin's third key tonight was embrace the moment.
I will say the Bears did it because here it is. It's about a team effort. They wasn't worried about individual stats. They let those younger guys get in. Burhars, hey, my trophy, my things go to Burhars tonight, and the young guy and the young quarterback. Those are my players of the game tonight because they needed it. They played hard this year, and they were able to finish out for the Bears. So embrace the moments, young guys, and they did a great job. Those seniors would deserve it.
So the Bears will finish off the regular season 9-1, 5-0 in district play. They will be the 5A champions. One thing we do know now, they will be the 2 seed heading into the Division I playoffs. The 1 seed will be John Curtis. They will be on the opposite side of the bracket.
Okay.
We can talk about this.
Yes.
It can lead up to a rematch of last year's championship final in the Dome.
Yes, and I think they'll be ready and we'll be ready. I think that's going to be the game in the state, but we have to take it 1 week at a time. And I think, but here it is, just in case, they're going to have something to play for if they do play us.
And something to remember now, Brother Martin did defeat Jesuit. Brother Martin came in as the 7th seed. They were kind of on our side of the bracket. Jesuit was the 6th seed, a little bit lower. Tomorrow, Rummel plays St. Aug, which will be Rummel's currently the 3 seed. That's matched up with us as the 2. So it's not quite over yet. You still don't know who you're going to play. The coaches can't just go focus on one team tonight. You know, they got to focus on maybe 3 to 4 teams. And then we'll find out more. Then Sunday on CST, they will announce the official power rankings.
Well, like you said, Dixon, you told me that earlier. They do have a week off, so you do have some time to fill in and to be able to play that guy. But you don't know who you're playing, so you got to watch a whole lot of film. You don't want to skip a day for preparation. So what they're going to do, they're going to go back and work on some of the fundamentals. They're going to get well. They're going to rest some of the guys up, and then they're going to come back and start doing film study for that extra week we have off. So.
And for all those folks that are listening or still watching for us, don't forget, folks, our last Chalk Talk of the season will be this Monday at Phil's Oyster Bar. We kick that off at 6:30 at Phil's Oyster Bar. Coach Fertitta is going to show some film from the season, and I'm going to try to convince him maybe to break down some film of the 2 teams that we might face, so what the people can see. And then don't forget, like Coach Kelly and I talked about, Tuesday, November 6th, Coach Dr. Brett McCabe now, Catholic High alum, LSU baseball World Series champion, runs the Mind side. He is one of the leaders in sports psychology. You've literally seen him at the Masters, at the PGA Championships, baseball teams, soccer teams, football teams. What do they say? The sports played in the 6 inches between your ears?
In the ears, man. I was going to say that.
Players about what they talk about on the professional level that we're going to now bring to Catholic High. So really it's going to be just a fantastic week. Even though the Bears don't play Friday, a lot of stuff going on. And don't forget, we got the track meet coming up, the swim team coming up. The marching band is in showcase tomorrow. Folks, if you want something to do, we got you covered on the Bruin Broadcast Network and at Catholic High. All those details, go to www.catholichigh.org. We're going to thank the corporate partners one more time. Before I do that, Kev, man, it was a great regular season, man.
Dixon.
With the original
Really
Mr.
was.
Football Friday night
Really
all
was.
season long, and, of course, the other great one, Mr. David Butler, doing our stats all season long. And who can forget, we got to thank Coach Ben DePalma and Coach Aaron Hart for all they do off camera. Thanks, guys. We appreciate all your hard work. So one final time, we'll thank those CHS corporate partners: Walk-On's Bistro, Mid-South Bank, Slocal, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola, Marucci, Moro Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's, Lamar, Shoppers Value, Walters, Papillon, Thomas Cullens, Attorneys at Law. Your Bears win tonight, 55-20, 9-1, 5-0, the District 5A champions. For all of us on the Bruin Broadcast Network and Catholic High, I'm Dixon McMakin telling you goodbye, good night, and go Bears.
The Bruin Broadcast Network is brought to you by Catholic High School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The network is under the leadership of executive producer Matt Kemper, producers Joseph Walmack, Chris Purnell, Hilton Emard, and Joshua Langlois. The Bruin Broadcast Network is a student-run extracurricular organization providing live streaming of many Catholic high school events. For a schedule of upcoming events, visit www.catholichigh.org. From all of us here at the Bruin Broadcast Network, thank you for tuning in. You can watch live at www.bbn.live.
Hello, my name is Paul Ross from the class of 1987, and I'm the current Catholic High Men's Club president since 1930.
It's 100% refundable, so there's nothing to lose. And it gets even better, because as a part of today's special TV offer, if you're one of the first 1,000 callers, you'll also get a bottle of Purity's amazing B12 Energy Melts absolutely free. They're fabulous for a delicious burst of energy you can give yourself every day to feel great. Don't miss out. Call right now. 1-800-783-1022. One last time, that's 1-800-783-1022. And remember, Everstrong is available in easy-to-swallow tablets or a tasty cherry berry powder. Whether you're a man or a woman, we guarantee Everstrong will work for you, promoting your strength, stamina, energy, brain function, even your bone and joint health. Once the secret of world-class athletes, now it's your turn to experience the power of creatine for yourself. You won't believe the difference it can make in your life. There's just one catch. This double free offer is not available online. It is only available through the special TV hotline set up for today's show. So call now for your free Everstrong. Plus, be one of the first 1,000 callers today and get your free bottle of B12 Energy Melts. So, for your free bottle of Everstrong and your free B12 Energy Melts, call right now. Dial 1-800-783-1022. That's 1-800-783-1022. The proceeding was a paid advertisement for Everstrong, brought to you by Purity Products.
P. There is a P. People, your time starts now.
A group of pill pushers?
This is Wheel of Fortune, Joe!
Don't miss a moment of Wheel.
Good night, everyone!
Monday at 6:30 on WBRZ2.
The Jeopardy! Team Tournament is back. 15 of America's brightest young minds competing for $100,000.
The Jeopardy! Team Tournament!
Starting Wednesday.
Monday at 4:30 on WBRZ2.
Weather in South Louisiana can go from same old to severe in seconds.
Keller, Matt, Pat, Josh, and Natalie are here to keep you ahead of the storm. More experts, more experience, and more coverage. WBRZ Weather, we're here for you. You're watching WBTR Baton Rouge.
Coming to you from